This is Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons. This is the Shattered Crown campaign. With DM Scito, with me are Tim and Knox, and we're ready to play some D&D.
Okay, first session of the new year. Let's get it started right. So first off, Tim, of course, has written actually very lengthy notes. So Tim, give yourself another 3 points of inspiration.
Sounds good.
This is going to be real awkward if you ask me to remember what happened last time.
Let's see who is going to be doing it. So let's go. No, it is actually Tim.
Okay, let me see where our last session break was. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All of last session was essentially just this under tier trying to kill us. Yeah, we actually finally had gone in session before. This time we started encountering undead shortly, I want to say, after I had the vision, although that may have been, yeah, that was the one before.
You have notes, Tim. Use them. Feel free.
I am. Notes are long and rambling. They don't bode well for quick summation.
No, it was last session with the vision.
No, it was the session before last with the vision.
Really? Okay.
What vision?
The vision he had of tears past and fire and explosions and all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah. Last session was a heart attack moment. After an earlier battle from the prior session, we were trying to rest when whites jumped us, and we were forced to jump right back into action. That wasn't the scary part. We were able to get through that, thanks mostly to Corwin mocking one of the undead until it started laughing. And what the real bad moment, though, is as we were moving through the ruins, we were forced into a single file line over some decrepit areas, and losing his footing, Corwin tragically dropped his aunt's ceramic button. So yeah, I know you remember that one, but that, oof. So the group, of course, charged into action to retrieve it.
Naturally. Hey, yes, trigger warning.
Taught everything in that room the meaning of punity, and moving on, actually came into a cavern with pictures. Corwin judged them to be pictures of Kalik, with many robed figures bowing to them. And as we move east, walls will continue to be decorated with pictures of nobles, finally leading into a burial area, within which we find 8 identical sarcophagi, which we immediately start looting, of course, because that's what one does when one finds sarcophagi. Get a couple of trinkets until we find one that is actually still occupied with something that wants to eat our brains. And so we play around with these mummies for a little bit by leaving and re-entering the room until finally we're able to whittle all of them down, perform a thorough search, the loot of which includes one longsword that is made of something that didn't used to be alive.
It's true.
And then we rested in that room for a long period of time.
You sure did. You sure did.
Well, yeah, that's just how I would have summarized it.
Okay, so Tim, give yourself a point of inspiration. Though I will note that one thing was that it wasn't that Nox had dropped the button.
Mm-hmm.
It was that he was freaking using the button as a goddamn light source to shine it down there and try and see what was happening.
That's right. His
A
actual
mage-handed
G-
light source, yes. I actually should have forced the hand last session with, I think there's a sleight of hand versus, like, something else to contest it. But still, yay, we defeated it.
You did. You did defeat that wraith.
The important thing is we thwarted God's ongoing attempts to rid us of that button.
Exactly.
I will destroy it. I will. Okay, so
Essentially, the whole campaign is just an escort quest for the button.
Exactly. You see, and we also was good because we used that one undead in there because we powered it up through the power of like all of those sixes, like moving the sixes like into the grid, and it just kept powering it up more and more each time. So we must have like so much experience.
yeah. Oh, if that's only if it's seriously if we were awarding experience based on just the experience you get from killing creatures and stuff, you guys
Mhm.
would be level 10 or something already. Don't worry. I'm sorry, there's apparently a war going on outside. Okay, are you done, Massive Siren? Are we going into the other world? What's happening out there? Okay. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yes.
12 hours, all crimes, including murder, are legal.
Yeah, that was some of our Canadian fans out there that were crying at the continual attempts to destroy or otherwise demolish the magic button.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Though they exist. There are multiple fans in Canada who are fans of this campaign. It's especially impressive since Josiah still hasn't released the last few or 10 episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, they're locked behind the paywall.
Yeah, my Patreons can watch them.
Just freaking release the videos, okay?
Anticipation builds up, anticipation.
That was good. That was good. You're good. You're good with it. Okay. Oh, all right. So let's see here. It's now about 12:30 p.m. on Horde the Second, and yeah, you guys are just getting up from your long rest now. Sinclair, you apparently just did something neat that you can do with your new iron longsword.
As much as I would love to just kind of hand wave this and go with it, there is a requirement for that particular ability, which means that I have to have proficiency with the weapon that I choose, and none of my proficiencies grant longswords. So.
Well, that's too bad. Man, an unbreakable weapon, you know? And it's a longsword. If only people in this party had good strength. But we apparently just that was the stat that everyone decided was going to be the dump stat.
Wait, Demo doesn't have good strength?
No, my strength is only 12.
10.
Well, I will, start the 100-hour process of training on this thing with Jomo at another time, or we can just sell it.
It's true, you can always just sell it. But still, it must be nice though, just knowing you have that unbreakable weapon, unlike a certain very breakable weapon that you guys also have.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
is
has your
currently
G-
broken.
Yeah, okay, it is.
Yeah.
Now, supposing though that let's say multiple people were to have mending, would that have an effect?
Sadly, no. Otherwise, it would completely obviate the need for.
Okay, I figured not, but yeah, I just had to ask.
No, And the best part of it, and what makes me the happiest, is it was Jomo who chose that path. He
Yes, it
chose to
was.
use that critical.
For, I think, 3 damage.
Yes, exactly.
It's true.
It makes me so happy.
At least my broken G isn't covered in goblin shit.
Okay, no. First off, actual trigger warning. Second, that's not what happens with spellbooks. Spellbooks are special, and they're taken care of.
Yeah, they're special. Their pages are self-cleaning.
Sure, let's go with that. Whatever.
So they can be reused indefinitely.
Each time, just a little bit more of the stench works its way into the fibers of the...
Okay, great. Yeah. All right. So you guys are woken up in this sarcophagus room. There is an exit ahead of you that well, you also have that poorly drawn map, so you have a basic idea of where you are on that. So where do you want to go now?
I looked at the map. It looked like north is the way we haven't gone.
You also haven't gone east or west, rather.
Yeah. Basically, the 3 question marks have not been addressed.
Oh, that's right. We didn't come from that way. We came from down below, right?
Yeah, that little there down below. Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like there are multiple branches to explore to the west. So I say we go north first.
Yeah, that could be a good idea. The only possible detraction from that is that north seems to have a skull next to it, whereas the stuff to the west does not.
Well, yeah, the south has a skull to it, though, and we show those. What's up?
Yeah, that's true. Although we're quite steeped in our powers at the moment, so it might be worthwhile to address the skull first.
All right. Are you sure you wish to go take that path?
Yeah, what does Jomo think?
Do we have any idea, like, if we don't really have any idea where in this place our quarry would be, right? Like, we weren't given any specific hints about that.
No, sadly, they had Dark and Sadira didn't really have any idea because, again, this section of Undertier is basically unmapped.
I'm gonna make a map. I have a cartographer's kit.
That's a good idea. So, I assume at the very least you'll want to go back to the junction before you decide anything.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any other place to kind of waggle around otherwise.
We could search this room for secret doors.
Oh, that's true. You can search this room for secret doors. Okay.
I'm looking
Would you
around.
All right. Make a perception or investigation check.
Watch this. Let the flame guide you. Me.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, Choma, you also have the highest perception, man. What's going on?
All that guidance helped out a lot.
It did. It did let you beat Corwin's score.
That's true.
Remember, that's what people will remember. But anyways, yeah, none of you find any sort of secret doors or panels or anything like that.
All right, let's go back to the junction and listen. See if we can hear any sounds coming from either direction.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think Corwin already detected magic in this area and didn't sense anything.
He did. All right. Because I'm not a jerk like certain people, and I'm not just going to say that, because you didn't say you tied the peasant to the horse, I'm just going to assume it falls off and rolls under the wagon wheel and bullshit like that. I'm going to ask, do you go down the corridor normally, or do you perhaps take precautions when going down the corridor?
Well, I assume we do it the same way we did it before.
We would mind the traps that are there and
There we
not,
go.
not
we go.
trap ourselves and be complete hee-haws.
Okay, because again, you just said go back to the thing, and I could have played the
True.
person on the horse card. Of course, that whole bit about the wagon wheel actually rolling over him, that didn't happen. That wound on his head came from a ferocious battle that Ada fought.
Nice.
Guys, I'm sorry, I've got to step away for a couple minutes. I'll be back.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, by the way, during that long rest, Corwin would like to have consulted his spell book
Okay.
and played a little bit of cards and shuffling and all that kind of stuff. And will have done a thing.
Oh, the new Tasha stuff.
Yeah, I've been spending time putting every cantrip known to wizard kind into my Roll20, so I can swap out at will.
That is a pretty damn nice. That is a pretty damn nice ability.
Mm-hmm. The one that I will not be taking, the one that says, "Oh yeah, if you use it on someone, they'll know that you used magic on them."
Yeah, they really kind of messed with Friends there. Friends used to just be it used to be that you just used it and it was awesome because they wouldn't know that you had used it. Like in the games in Baldur's Gate and Planescape, Friends was just something you could use to get your charisma up, and it was awesome that way.
Yeah, but now it's a cantrip though, so they had to make it worse.
That is true. That is true.
Although even Charm Person does the same thing.
Yeah, Charm Person used to be really cool. Now it's kind of...
It's like, yeah, they automatically know that you used magic on them. Great.
I mean, it's good if you're trying to, like, do a one-time thing.
Yeah, I mean, I do have one theory I can use with it. Just one specific theory.
Okay, I'm going to play that exact same sound clip when Tyr is just a set of flame, and I just point how this directly led to that.
Nice. I think I'm missing one spell for my plan, but there's something I could do with that if a situation were to arise.
That's really disturbing, actually.
I have a few specific plans that are potential things that if need be.
So I guess if you get any, for whatever reason, you get any cantrips in the future, now what I'm actually going to be giving you is just free cantrip slots rather than actual spells.
True.
That is a really nice ability, though.
Yeah, I think the only one I can't actually swap out is Eldritch Blast since it's specifically Warlock.
Yeah, that one wouldn't be able to.
Everything else, and I think the only arcane ones I'm locked out of, I think is like Magic Stone. And it's like, okay, I've got a hand crossbow. That's basically Magic Stone.
Magic Stone, kind of garbage. Well, unless you're fighting an enemy who specifically cannot be hurt by anything but magic. But then that just goes to the thing, why not just use a cantrip that damages things?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good thing that you guys found out there that I thought Josiah remembered, which is why I thought he was initially doing the whole plan with Flame, but no, apparently it was just happy circumstance. But you found out that Flame, very good against mummies.
That is true.
Also, it is so good that none of you got hit by those mummies, because seriously, mummy rot, not any joke.
Great.
I mean, granted, you could have theoretically saved against it, but I mean, if you do get infected with it, it's basically a death sentence unless you get remove curse.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like. Given that, it's like do you want to use your inspiration?
Yeah.
You know what? I think so.
It's too bad that Tim can't use the iron longsword then.
I thought he had a thing where he could, like, use any weapon he wants as a monk weapon or something.
Yeah, but you had to be proficient in it, apparently.
Oh.
Mystics aren't proficient? Oh, wait, I guess it's a martial weapon? Yeah, I think so, come to think of it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Tim cannot use the iron longsword. So, I mean,
Corwin is actually proficient in long swords, but it's not a finesse weapon, so it's like, ugh.
Plus, you have literal magical weapons.
Exactly.
I like how this now... Well, I guess so, Tim... I was going to say before all this that this would actually make... Hi, Tim. This would have made Jomo the only character who does not have an unbreakable weapon.
How long would it take for Corwin to teach Sinclair longsword proficiency?
100 hours.
See. Yeah, that would be 100 hours.
Ooh.
It's a long time.
It is a long time, because I was thinking, like, okay, when Corwin was on the caravan with his family, that's where he kind of learned his, basic, like, normal combat abilities, crossbows, swords, etc.
One thing I will note about those training times, there may come into occasion... Okay, I'm just going to say that there's going to be occasions where there are very long periods of time between adventures in-game, such that those timelines for training will be extended, because otherwise it's conceivable you could just train in every proficiency and just get every single thing. It'll be the same justification for why during all that time, or it's the same sort of reason, like, hey, what the fuck? It's been years. Why isn't Geralt suddenly a master of everything? Except without him doing the reverse and suddenly becoming crap at everything again. It just drives me nuts. From each of the Witcher games, he just suddenly goes from being amazing to, level 1 again.
People get lazy. That's the thing. I mean... And then, you get lazy and you stop doing something for a while because you don't feel like it, and then you start to suck at it.
If I had Quen, I would never get lazy with that power. I would just be using it all the goddamn time. Okay.
Kind of like skywriting.
Sure, kind of like skywriting, except much less likely to result in a ruinous result. All right, so you three have made it back to the crossroads. So which direction do you wish to go?
I listen.
Yeah, I should use perception check to see if there are any sounds or whatnot.
Okay, go ahead. You detect no sounds, you see nothing. And I'm assuming that Jomo's got out his now eternally on fire priest foci.
Yeah, and I double the brightness of it again with control flame. So I think it's
Okay.
40 feet of bright light and 40 feet of dim light.
Yeah.
Since I have dark vision, that's like 60 feet of bright light for me. Because the dim light part is, up to 60 feet.
It's a good thing that it doesn't work like actual night vision, in which case you would have just blinded yourself with your own talisman.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird sort of vision to think about.
Yeah, like, I mean, even Garrow, if you use Cat Eye and freaking go out into the daytime, you're basically operating with a handicap because everything's fucking just bright as hell. Anyways, none of you see anything. So, ahead, you don't see anything. You see no lights. You see nothing whatsoever. So, do you continue forward to the north?
I kind of want to go west.
Okay.
What do you guys think about going west and south? Because that doesn't look like it would lead to a very big area necessarily.
Yeah, sure. I don't have a strong feeling either way. I mean, beyond Corwin's point that this is as loaded for bear as we will be. So if we want to deal with the skull, there's not a better time to do it than now from an abilities perspective.
But is the skull the most dangerous thing? We don't know. Yeah, I guess we could go look for the skull first.
Okay.
Alright, we'll go north.
North, the direction of adventure.
I mean, based on my cartographizing and also my abilities, like my wanderer ability and my hermit ability, can I tell, like, are we actually going north?
I would say that, yeah, you would be able to tell that you're going north.
Okay.
You can roughly identify sort of where you are under the city map, so you know you're going north.
Alright, cool.
Okay? So, the three of you move forward. The darkness is broken away by Jomo's bright light. And what's the marching order here, or what's how are you guys arraying yourselves?
How wide is the passage?
The passage is, let me see here. It is about 20 feet wide.
Well, I'll walk in front or, like, alongside Sinclair or alongside everybody. We could all walk next to each other, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I figured if we can, we should, just so that we can all be scanning for signs of traps on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, and also just a note, as soon as you left that crossroads, so basically the way this looks is that there's a hallway that led to the tomb area you were in. The way to the west continued along this hallway that's man-made, but there's also this intersection of this rocky passage that goes straight through the hallway. So you're now back in a natural cavern sort of area, or at least a cavernous sort of area.
Oh, so this looks like it hasn't been cut out by people. It's like an actual cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I know you're marching order, I'm going to need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, I'm going to ask, I'm going to just ask some questions here. Does anyone want to use their inspiration here?
I get the
Yeah.
feeling that I should use inspiration here.
Okay. Jomo, do you want to use inspiration?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Sinclair, do you want to use inspiration?
I do.
Okay. So you hear this snapping noise, and you realize that in the darkness there had been a that had been sort of made to look like the stone below it, a very fine piece of rope. Which, as soon as this snaps, you hear the rumbling of the cavern above you collapsing in on itself. And so, thankfully, all of you are able to get out of the way in time. Um, Before the cavern completely collapses in on that area. And now I'm just gonna roll back the DM screen here for a second. This is a good thing because what would have happened if you had been under that collapse would be about 4d10 bludgeoning damage, and you'd have been buried.
Yikes.
Ouch.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, you'd also have to be dealing with an asphyxiation. So it turns out that there was a reason for that skull. Very good reason.
They should have been a little more specific with their like notation on this map.
Yeah.
They don't have any real concept of skullduggery, whoever made this.
Oh, Nox. Anyways, good use of, especially Nox. Or Corwin, good use of inspiration there. So yeah, the passage now is completely caved in. There is no way through the north now.
So
I will also have you note that
which
Sinclair
side of
came.
the cave-in are we on?
You are back on the side with the hall. So now the only way forward is west. I will note Sinclair came perilously close to seeing the trap. You know what might have actually saved him? If only he had had guidance.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn it.
guidance always helps.
Well, unless he rolled a 1, in which case he still would have missed seeing it. So, anyway, so what are you guys doing now, having avoided that cave-in?
Corbin kind of looks at the map and wonders to himself if there's still anything beyond the entire cave-in.
All right. I would say that you were pretty sure. I mean, you could see far ahead of you using, thanks to Jomo's talisman, and so there was something up ahead. There was some. It was at least 100 feet ahead or so, but there was something up ahead.
Okay, yeah, Corbin will look at this cave-in that they've kind of moved to the side, and he'll kind of look to it and kind of wonder if there's anything he can, kind of manipulate in an arcane fashion.
All right, let's see here. Well, unfortunately, the area is not loose earth. It is mostly just collapsed stone. So you're not going to be depositing it anywhere nearby.
Although it says at the bottom, like if the dirt or stone you target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain or make it not difficult terrain. But I'm assuming that it's more than just that. It's just simply...
Yeah. That would be sort of like, look at the stone wall. Now it's no longer a wall. It's just difficult terrain. Let's walk right through.
Is it completely impassable?
It is completely impassable. You can find no way through.
But is it possible that someone else could find a way through?
Okay. Yes, he could do earth writing, but none of you can see a way through.
Can Fenris see a way through?
Okay. Fenris cannot see a way through. He communicates this through to you.
I say we just stay here digging through this pile for any length of time.
Nice.
Okay, well, you would literally be spending all day just banging your shovels onto solid rock.
Okay, I leave Undertier and the city of Tyr itself and hire 250 refugees that are out front,
Nice.
and then come back.
Yeah, we can easily afford to feed a bunch of refugees so that they'll work for us.
Sure, you just have to get them through a cave full of undead.
What undead? We killed all the undead.
Well, you killed all the undead that you saw.
True. If only we could make our own undead to dig for us.
That's something.
Nice.
I mean, that'll be an option eventually, but not right now.
All right, well, I guess I will make the suggestion that we face the inevitable and go down the western section.
I think we're stuck. We have to just go back and tell them we failed. The passage has collapsed. That's the only way we could go.
Yeah, I mean, if he's over in that section, well, he's kind of done for now.
Just assume he was killed in the cave-in. We win. Let's go back.
Sounds like a great idea. Yeah, Templars are well known for their understanding of failure.
I think we'll go west.
Okay. All right. So you go back into this hallway area. And you continue down it for about 40 feet until to your left, you can see a passage that leads off. The light shines to the end of it from Jomo's talisman, and it seems to indicate that there's a turn in the passageway that leads off from here.
Meaning that little first junction on the map.
Yeah.
Well, since North didn't work out, I mean, I suppose we could follow Jomo's suggestion, thinking that this section would be smaller than the other.
Let's check this out.
Okay, so you're heading south?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You head south, make it to the corner, and as you turn the corner, you see a treasure chest. Appears to be made out of wood and with bone linings.
Definitely a mimic.
Well, I will check the trap.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll give him... Oh, boy.
You know, it might be something that...
And that was good guidance too. That was a good guidance. Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm going to stand back and let Corwin do something here.
You know, it might be good to kind of address this one at a distance. It seems that, it seems awfully odd that such a thing is here. Does this chest look, like, nice and shiny and like, ooh, like, come and see what I've gotten me?
Scandalous.
A
Holy
scandalous
shit,
chest.
That was scandalous as hell.
A scandalous chest.
No, it actually looks beat up and ratty.
Okay, that's more than what or that's kind of more in the line of what I'd expect, but well, it might be a good thing to kind of approach this at a distance. You know, if we stand back, I should be able to Should be able to open it from back here.
Okay. All right. So you use your mage hand and extend it outwards and begin trying to lift up the lid of the treasure chest. Unfortunately, it seems stuck fast.
As in locked?
You're not sure.
Okay.
Do we see a lock?
There does appear to be something that might be a lock on it. It's like a little indentation into the front of it, so...
Okay, yeah, Corbin will assume it's locked and attempt to unlock it from a distance with Mage Hand.
Okay. You begin trying to unlock it using your thieves' tools, and you notice very quickly that as soon as you try and put in the thieves' tools to unlock it, it doesn't go in very far. It basically, you insert the lockpick, and it just stops about a half an inch in.
Scito, this indentation, which may or may not be a lock, does it have a peculiar shape?
Kind of. It does look relatively like a lock, but it does have a weird shape to it a bit.
Does its weird shape match any of the items that we looted from the sarcophagi?
No, nothing that you looted, it looks like.
Maybe it's just got like a hymen in there, and you just have to...
God damn it!
This is a highly scandalous chest.
Just have
It
to
is.
push harder. You know, sometimes they make chests with lockpick hymens.
God damn it. Seriously, phrases I never expected to hear. Maybe the treasure chest has a hymen. Josiah, 2021.
Just makes sense.
Do we want to try and lift this thing up?
Well, let me see here a little more. Corbin will tentatively approach it and attempt to look and kind of search for any sort of rust or anything like that near the... Okay.
Okay. There's no metal on this, however. It's just bone.
Okay. Or any sort of bonish binding calcification that has caused it to kind of fuse together.
I mean, it's a pretty raggy treasure chest, so there is some dust and whatnot in between the cracks and whatnot, but oh my god, what the what? What? No,
Nice,
no.
Tim. Nice.
Nice.
Damn it. Okay. No, you don't see that.
Use a bonus action.
Now, but here's the thing. See, as you get close to it, you do notice something that becomes readily apparent very soon. The chest begins to shift, and all of a sudden, the top of it has stuck to you, Corwin.
Now, he didn't touch it exactly.
You didn't touch it, but it moved. The thing moved.
It's definitely
And
a
has
mimic.
touched you. And
Okay, in that case...
And this happens. Okay, but before that, you see this.
Literally no one is surprised.
Yes, I know. No one is surprised. I was just like, why not throw in one of these, you know? So, everyone, I'm going to see some initiative.
See, we were right. This chest did have a metallic hymen.
God damn it. Jesus Christ, Tim, that initiative.
What the fuck?
Also, it counts, even though no one should be surprised by this. You are, so it gets a surprise. Oh, right. One of you has that ability. It's Tim, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, Tim, you still go. Well, probably will still go first. In fact, I think you almost certainly will, because I don't actually think there's any way this mimic can beat you on. There's no possible way it can beat you on your initiative check. So let's just see here.
I can't believe it's a mimic. Nice.
Okay, so Sinclair, you get to go first. So this thing has just latched onto Corwin. What do you do?
So by instinct, I'm gonna advance forward and try and hit it, but Sinclair's never seen anything like this before, so I'm going to be shouting, "What is this? What do we do?"
Just smack it till it's dead. It's one of these damned these things from a joke shop.
Joke shop.
Hashtag thing from a joke shop. Okay.
So
Okay.
not great.
Well, they all hit. Here's the thing, though. Your quarterstaff, so roll damage with it. No, that's not rolling damage. Okay, so you do 8 bludgeoning to this thing. Herein lies the problem. As you hit it, your quarterstaff adheres to this creature. So it's now stuck to it. Now you may attempt to pull it away if you wish.
No.
Okay, you're just gonna go in with your melee strikes then?
Yeah, I mean, even knowing this information, I don't think he would have thought not to do that. So.
Okay. Roll damage on your melee strikes then. Well, at least the first one, and then you can decide if you want to keep going. Okay, that's another 8 bludgeoning damage. And now your fist is adhered to it. Do you wish to have your other fist and or foot adhered to it?
No. No, I do not.
Okay. In which case, I guess you don't want to spend that key point to do the second unarmed strike, or do you? I'll let you say no.
Okay, thanks. That's generous.
Okay. So, all right. Now you are stuck to this thing, as is your staff. Now the mimic's gonna go. And
Yay.
yeah. And it is going to, let me see, which one would it want to do more? Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's gonna do this one. So suddenly a extension of the mimic comes out from the side of it, and it slams into you, or at least it attempts to slam into you. Let's see if it does.
Yoo-hoo.
It does hit you, unless you've. I don't think that shield would help you with it.
No.
Okay, so two things are going to happen now. First, you'll take this much damage. 5 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage. And also, it is now adhering to you with this as well. So you're now adhering to it by the front of your chest and the side of you.
This is adheracy.
All right. Now it's just regular round, so it goes back to Sinclair. Also, goddamn it. Oh, Nox.
Okay, I will attempt to extricate myself from this creature. What do I need
Okay.
to do?
That is just a. You need to make a. One sec.
Extricate roll.
Yes. One sec. Okay. Yes. So you can use either. You can either use your athletics check or an acrobatics check to escape.
Definitely acrobatics.
Okay. Go ahead.
I will
You
go
do
ahead
not.
and use point of inspiration.
Okay, if you use a point of inspiration, you do break free of the mimic.
Okay, is that just me breaking free, or do I pull my staff with me?
Staff is a different matter entirely.
Okay.
Man, you got 4 points of inspiration. You've already burned 2 of them.
Yeah, but I had 4 left over from last time.
You should have 7 points of inspiration. Right?
I've been keeping track of my notes, and what I said is that I started last session with 8 and burned 4.
Huh.
4 back up to 8, by 2 now. But we can go with 7 down to 5.
All right. I will do that. That's weird. I keep track of it too, and I must have lapsed. Weird.
No, I
Why-
trust your tally more than I trust mine, so I'm going to assume you're right.
Okay. In which case, you can have 7 inspiration.
Hey, you just got 7 more inspiration. That's nice.
Okay. So, anyways, but yeah, you managed to rip your fist free of the creature.
Okay, I assume that's my action, yes.
Yeah, that is your action. But you have a bonus action, so you could punch it again.
No, but I will spend a key point and use the dodge action as my bonus action.
Okay. That's fine.
And I am done.
Corwin, it's your turn.
Lovely.
So, what do you want to do here? You can attack this creature, or you could try and break free of it.
I suppose Corin will try to break free of it.
Okay, sounds like a good idea. Acrobatics or athletics? Oh.
Corin
Well.
just dives right into it.
Yeah, you basically do. Yeah, you somehow or other manage to worsen your positioning. You're basically hugging the mimic right now. Oh, god damn them for taking away whatever that other site was for music from this, in which case I could play that. But no, I can't. Because you have to add in your own music, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Was that an action?
That was an action.
Lovely. Okay. Corin will just kind of speak soothingly to the mimic and say, "Don't forget, I was the one that tickled your special place with my lockpicks. I can do it again. If you be nice to me."
The fuck
God.
is even happening here?
apparently, apparently Corwin's trying some ASMR with the mimic.
Maybe it really did have a hymen.
It's possible. That's what it seems like at this point.
Okay. Yeah, apparently becomes Sucks Flirt. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. It deserves it. You get a point of inspiration for that.
Yay.
Just to check, you're at 5 now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jomo, it's your turn.
Alright. Seeing everybody getting stuck to this thing. I'm gonna pull out my bone longbow.
Okay.
And move to a clear position to shoot it from.
All right. You can do so. The passage is about let me see here. Actually, yeah, Corwin is gonna be given it is basically gonna be given a half cover with the way he's positioned. So it's the passage is only about 10 feet wide. So you're gonna be shooting the hat cover. So +2 to the AC, which isn't that bad.
Okay, that's fine.
And that hits.
And then
Roll damage.
I'll use Chaos Weapon with that as well.
Okay. One
To
second.
imbue the area. I just checked. It doesn't specify melee weapon.
Okay. If I didn't specify it special, wow, I'm having issues I actually gonna roll damage and I'm gonna get a drink because I'm having problems with speaking. Nox kind of broke me with. Okay. You do 7 piercing damage and
5 radiant as I imbue
All
the
right.
arrow with light.
All right, so the arrow strikes true, piercing through the creature's actually surprisingly fleshy outside, and and as it does so, it erupts in radiant flame. Well, that's actually a different thing, but as your chaos weapon triggers, and it burns away some as the creature begins screeching in pain. So you do a nice 12 points of damage to it.
I'll use Action Surge and do it again.
Okay. All right, that hits again.
With more fiery light on the arrow.
Oh, damn. Good. All right.
25
shit.
damage on that one.
Okay, so this arrow is loosed from your bow, and it strikes true. In fact, it somehow or other, Corwin has just sort of wiggled out of the way just so that weird indentation is open, and it strikes directly into that. And the creature screams as this happens, and a weird ichor begins spilling forth as you do 25 points of damage to it. It is not dead yet, though.
Nice.
That's it for me.
Yep, you broke a timing.
Nice. That's what I was going for. That's where I was aiming.
Okay, the mimic that no one could have expected was a mimic. Seriously, I was just hoping that you guys were going to think that everything had been a trap so far, so I couldn't possibly be throwing another trap at you, but no, you guys were too jaded for that.
Something about the way you described it just screamed it from like the first syllable. I don't know why.
Yeah, it just sounded really
guess-
mimicky.
I guess it's just the way I happily described a treasure chest right there.
I think
When
yeah,
there's just
it's
a
like
chest sitting there all by itself, it's just a
Yes.
chest. You know, if it's
Yeah.
just tucked in among a bunch of other stuff, then it's a lot less suspicious.
If there's
Okay.
one thing that your vision of Athos has taught us, it's that this world doesn't give you shit.
Well, I mean, it did sort of give you. It gave you a bunch of helpful learning experience on how to deal with mummies, and also an iron longsword, which none of you can use except
Oh, yeah.
Corwin.
It rewards you with stuff after intense ordeals, but it doesn't just give you anything.
Anyway, so this thing now is well, given that Corwin is basically hugging it, it's going to try and bite him and start eating him. So, attack roll.
I thought we were having a relationship here.
That the unpleasant images that it really unpleasant images. Okay. God damn, this thing is rolling well. Okay, so Corwin, you feel this thing bite into you, and as it does so, you feel some ichor sort of seeping through your clothes, and it burns. It burns intensely. And so it is going to do... Okay, it does 11 points of damage to you. Acid doesn't do very much, but everything else does.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, that's the mimic's turn. Sinclair, would you like to do anything now?
Before I do, did you want to go get your drink? I don't want to...
Thank you. I will be right back. Oh god, I needed that. Oh boy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, it was just again, Nox broke me with him cuddling the treasure chest. It was a special moment.
Nice.
Okay. So Sinclair, yeah, it's your turn.
How beat up does Corwin look?
Orin looks pretty beat up. I mean, you wouldn't say he's per se bloodied yet, but
Getting there.
he's getting there.
Okay. I'm useless at ranged, more or less. So I'm gonna try something here. See if you let me get away with this.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm gonna burn a point of inspiration in advance to get advantage on this next check. I'm going to spend 3 psi points to activate Feat of Strength. And I'm going to brace my leg against the mimic and attempt to pull Corwin from its grasp.
Okay. I would say that you can definitely do that, but by bracing your foot against it, your foot is going to get caught.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he gets a bonus because he used his foot and he used feet of strength.
That's okay.
Nice.
So what does feat of strength give you?
It gives me a +5 bonus to any strength-based checks until the end of my turn.
Okay. Yeah. You can. Yeah. We got just that. We got it. All right, Sinclair. Go ahead. Make an athletics or acrobatics. I guess you'd want to do athletics now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well, the good news is that +5, that does allow you to pull Corwin off of the creature. Yeah, so Corwin, you're pulled off. Your clothes, specifically, around your lower abdomen area, looking a little bit worse for wear. But other than that, you're okay-ish. Yes,
Nice.
Sinclair has Corwin off.
This is a very scandalous encounter.
It is. I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined this throwaway mimic encounter was going to turn out this way.
we're just going to go ahead and call it now that this session's name is Mimic Orgy.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, you've probably earned yourself a point of inspiration, but there's more things that can happen. I'm just saying there is no depth to my creativity. Corwin, it's your turn.
Okay, Corwin will kind of stumble to his feet after having been ripped free, and he'll turn at this thing, and he'll glower and frown and go, "That's it! That's it! Back off of him, or burn!"
Ooh, create bonfire DC. Okay, so let's see.
Flaming rats run in from the walls and just assemble under this thing and create sticks in a bonfire, and
Nice, taking the spell and making it your own. That's a good one.
mm-hmm.
That's Tasha's had a whole thing about that, right?
It did.
All right, yeah. Oh, I was a fool to think that a single drink was gonna fix what Corwin did to my throat, but oh god, that also sounded kind of scandalous.
Highly scandalous.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if this thing can move out of the way. This treasure chest looking motherfucker. How does it even have a 12 dexterity though? It's a fucking treasure chest. Whatever. Okay, let's see if it can do it. How did it beat your
Some hacks. That's some hacks.
Okay.
The one thing is that the bonfire remains there. He's going to be concentrating on that.
Okay. So this thing manages to wiggle waggle its way off of the spot where the fire forms before you're able to burn it. Don't ask me how. It did it. Jomo, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna hold up my bow and call upon the power of the flame to purify this filth. As I channel divinity, send forth the radiant flame.
Okay.
It has to make a con save as burning light shoots out from me in all directions. But very specific.
It fails. And so how much damage is that?
That'll be 15 radiant damage.
Which was 3 times the amount you need to kill it. So this thing just erupts into the radiant flame, causes its flesh to sizzle, and it basically just screeches as it hisses and just dries up and sort of falls away. A shell, a lifeless husk.
Take that.
And
I can't believe it's not birch.
yeah.
Nice.
And so that ends the mimic fight. Good job.
Corin will allow. Somewhat. I think. Well, I can't tell which was battered more, my body or my pride. This is not how I wanted to wake up this morning. And he's going to start prestidigitating his clothes to get whatever crap was on him off.
Okay, you do so. And you're able to get it off and get your clothes looking relatively neat.
My
Yay.
quarterstaff, that encounter.
So that you completed that encounter. Now, interesting thing. Corwin, do you want to keep that fire going?
No. Once it's dead, Corin will dismiss that.
That was a good idea because
I have a feeling.
Yeah, there was something underneath that mimic that thankfully was not, the bonfire was not able to set alight yet. You can clearly see that there's some sort of there's a hole in the floor that's been covered over loosely with dirt.
I'm sorry. There's a hole that's been covered with dirt.
You can tell that basically there's a chunk from the floor missing, and that dirt has been put over it. Okay, Corwin not even gonna try and risk anything this time. He's just using hold inertia. Okay, you do so, and what you find is 3 scrolls.
Scrolls. Corin will look at one and kind of attempt to figure out if he can kind of get a sense of what it is.
It's a spell scroll.
Is it an Elder Scroll?
No, it's not an Elder Scroll, sadly. So, what do you want to do with so do you want to look through all the scrolls?
Yeah, Corin would be compelled to take a look at those.
Okay. you find the following 3 scrolls: a scroll of acid stream, a scroll of magic missile, and a scroll of greater restoration.
I forgot how scrolls work in 5th edition.
Basically, you can use them to cast them in lieu of having the material components or the spell itself, as long as it's a sort of magic that you could normally cast. So, 2 of them are arcane spells, and one of them is a clerical elemental spell.
So you have to
That
make
being,
a check if it's higher level than you can normally cast?
I don't think you do. I think you can just cast it. There was a thing for there is a thing for scroll mishaps that you can do, but I'm not bothering with that.
Instead of the scroll of magic missile or greater restoration, what was the first one?
Acid stream.
But you don't actually have to be able to read to use a scroll if it's your type of magic, right?
Yeah, that's scrolls are pretty handy that way.
Wow.
Of course, for a wizard, the nice thing about the scroll is you can scribe that lucky little thing and put it in your
That's true.
spellbook.
These two look nice. This one, I'm not quite sure what to make of this one here. He has a greater restoration kind of thing. This doesn't seem to be. The formulas just don't match up to anything I know.
It's in Elvish.
This is all Elvish to me. Even though I know Elvish, somehow it's, that old saying, it's just all Elvish to me.
Yeah. Also, technically, Elvish, when it's written, is called Relanic.
Can I recognize what the scroll is? The cleric one, I mean?
You can sense the energy. I'll say you can sense the energy, and you can tell that it is a clerical scroll, and you can tell it's a scroll of greater restoration. A real Lannister always pays his... What?
What?
Okay, camera stare that with the camera I don't have.
Yay.
Yeah. You got 2 people doing it.
I think I could maybe use this one.
All right, these other 2, this I can definitely do. I recognize these from. I can see exactly now sort of what it's kind of going, something acidy with this one and that. But yeah, that one you're more than welcome to. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
It has power of elements in it. Man, imagine using greater restoration just to reduce someone's exhaustion level by 1. You know what you could use instead of that 5th level spell? A nap.
It's basically the same thing that you had to get whatever that woman's name was to cast on Sardik.
Wicked Wild. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This would...
Does he still need the diamond?
Rot, though, would it?
I do not believe it would. I believe that you need remove curse to get rid of mummy rot.
Oh, it does say it gets rid of a curse, though.
Okay.
It can get rid of a curse.
In which case, then yeah, I guess it would get rid of mummy rot.
Because it's higher level spell than remove curse.
In other words, you just got a really awesome scroll there. Granted, it's not one that you can scribe or anything, but,
And I'm pretty sure when you use a scroll, the components to cast it are already baked into the scroll, right?
That's what I said initially.
Okay, cool. Alright, well, I'll take the restoration one if nobody objects.
Not at all.
Alright. So, you now have 3 scrolls. So, In the end, that mimic, although it itself contained no treasure, I guess you could say it was worth it. Torin might disagree, but
We had a kind of a rocky relationship there, but it kind of worked out in the end.
yeah.
So, is this a dead end?
It appears to be.
Well, we might as well extend all this looking at scrolls business into an hour, a short rest, right?
All right, but short rests are an hour. I think they're only half an hour for what I've got.
Oh, good. That's even better.
Let me just check the house rules and make sure.
I will spend that
Yep,
time meditating.
it's 30 minutes.
Do you get anything back on a short rest, Nox?
With arcane recovery, yes, but I didn't use any actual spells as such.
Oh, but you could use a hit die if you want to heal up
Yeah,
a little.
which I'm
unless you want me
thinking-
to heal you.
I mean, yeah, he could use a second level healing spell, heal you up, and then take a short rest and get that back.
Oh, that's true.
That's also true. How hurt are you?
I don't think a second level spell would completely heal me.
Alright, well, Jomo put his hand on Corwin and channel burning hot, painful fire into his wounds. Here, let me help get rid of that acid damage with some fire. May the flame make you whole. And I guess, yeah, I'll cast a second level Cure Wounds, and then I'll use Arcane Recovery to get it back during the rest. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Although for you, that's why I think I renamed it Mystical Recovery or something like that, because technically it's not
Magical
arcane.
Recovery is what I've got written down.
Yeah, there we go.
So, here's the heal. You're not hurt, right, Tim?
Nope, I'm good.
Oh, nice heal.
So
That's actually
16.
exactly what I needed.
So good job. You completely healed Corwin.
With not a point left to spare.
Perfect. So yeah, then I'll try to use Magical Recovery to get that slot back.
All right. So you rest in this corridor for about 30 minutes, and nothing comes and attacks you. Yeah, you're fine. 30 minutes pass, and you are all ready to go.
I guess we could search around here too, just to see if there's any hidden doors or anything.
Sure. Perception or... All right.
Yeah, considering Corwin doesn't even need to rest at this time, he'll attempt to see if there's anything else that's even more special here, considering that creature was so special and its treasure as well.
Okay. You detect magic, and you don't detect anything magical within range.
Okay.
It is time for ice. Did a little stealth ice time.
Nice.
Okay. Tim, are you doing anything special?
No, just meditating to get my key point back.
Okay. So yeah, this was absolutely worth it because you came out none the worse, other than your clothes a little bit.
True.
And unlike Josiah, I'm not going to make you have to put on women's clothing.
Yay.
I mean, again, if you wanted to put on women's clothing, that's completely your choice, and no one would disrespect you for it. But
I think we've had enough scandal so far this sessions with the mimic, so we can put that off for some time later.
Yeah, like when you're a lumberjack.
Sure.
Monty Python references. They'll never get old.
Well,
Oh, right.
you
That
guys-
was the thing I had to do. I was going to add in the feats from Tasha's. I still have to do that. I will do that before our next session.
All right, cool.
Got the spells though. Those I do have.
I mean, I guess we're ready to resume the search. Are you guys all set?
Yeah, I think there's only one more way we can go now.
Yeah, it looks like there's one little dead end that, besides the other objective or whatever location of interest, shall we say?
Okay. So, do you want to explore that little dead end?
Yes.
Yeah, we might as well just make sure that nothing's hiding there and follows us down.
Okay. So yeah, you go into this little dead end. It's it's less than 50 feet in length. You reach the end. You don't see anything, but you can make a perception or investigation check if you like. All right. Yeah, you don't detect anything. It just appears to be a dead end. The ending of which is a rock wall, so it appears the end of it sort of collapsed in.
All right, so
More
backtrack.
digging.
All right. So, do you want to go down the final path that's available to you?
Yes,
Sure.
indeed.
Okay. So, as a note, the ceiling in here has, as you're moving on, has partially collapsed, such that it's still being held up somewhat, but the headroom gets narrower and narrower as you go down. So, let's see here. So once you've gone down about another 20 feet from this last dead end passage, you basically have to crawl to begin moving through.
Does it seem like it gets larger afterward?
You think so?
Instead of crawling around on our bellies, I could have Fenris kind of scout ahead. This is plenty of room for him.
Good idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Fenris.
All right, awesome. Damn, you're rolling it when you don't need it, or at least hopefully don't need it. Okay, so Fenris has now got guidance, and you send him in. So Fenris goes. You basically all are crouching right now, and he goes into this part that you need to crawl through, and he goes about 20 feet or so. As he reaches the end, though, something happens. You see, you can see back from where you are looking in that a glyph appears that was inscribed upon the floor appears to be activating.
Corin will attempt to unsummon as quickly as he can.
You attempt to do that, but it looks like the thing is going to trigger before you're able to. You see this ball of fire begin to rise up, and just before you're able to unsummon Fenris, you see the light shine out and then immediately die away. Fenris is unharmed.
Thanks, guidance.
You can attempt to investigate if you're curious, or you can just continue on. But it looks like the way is clear.
So a bright light shone and then winked out, and that was it.
Yeah.
Did it seem to be like a light created by fire, or more of a radiant light?
Seemed to be one created by fire.
Okay. Yeah, Korung will attempt to... I don't know how much he can kind of sense after the fact, but yeah, he'll kind of see what he can kind of make of that.
Okay, that'll be... And no, this one will be more an Arcana check.
Ah, okay.
Okay, yeah, it's not a very hard check. You can pretty quickly tell what the issue is here. The glyph has been left for so long, and it was not inscribed properly initially to prevent it from decay, such that the magic in it decayed. You suspect that had it not, a fireball would have triggered.
Well, thank goodness for shoddy spell work.
Yep. You almost thought I was gonna kill Fenris, didn't you?
Almost. Yeah.
See, not everything is a trap, or at least a trap that works.
Yay.
Yeah, they do need to upgrade to Glyph 10. Specifically the 20H2 update. Okay, so are you guys gonna crawl under this collapsed portion, or partially collapsed portion of the ceiling?
Yeah, I don't mind going first.
Okay. You do so. And again, it gets really tight at some points. Less so for Jomo, because, as a half-elf, he's... Well, actually, I forget. How tall are you, Jomo?
He's pretty tall.
Okay.
6'3", but he's skinny. He's only 165 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about elves. That's right. They're taller, but they're leaner. So, yeah, you can get through all right. It's still pretty tough going at some points, but all of you managed to squidge your way through there. At the end of this, you seem to have reached another junction. I know, squidge. I was waiting for someone to question that one.
It's a good word. It's like the equivalent of trundle, but for a very specific situation.
Yes. All right. So you managed to get to what appears to be another junction point. There are 3 paths that lay ahead of you. One directly ahead, which appears to actually just be another hole in the wall of this complex that you're in. What? Nox, what?
You're kind of like squid, so you're kind of like oozing through.
Squids don't ooze. No, just no. Okay.
They do that thing where they can go through any sized opening.
That's an octopus.
Aren't all octopus squids?
No, they're not. They're 2 very separate creatures.
Same thing.
Yeah, then it didn't work, obviously.
Anyways, so there appears to be a hole in the wall, again, leading into a cave back into a sort of cavernous part. What's interesting, though, is that directly ahead, there seems to be some light coming from that way. Otherwise, there is a passage to the south, which, let me see here, which seems to extend for at least the full 80 feet that your light can make out, and a path to the north, which again seems to extend for as far as your light can show.
And
Which way do you go?
You said the way forward west was, again, like the construction had fallen away and we're back into natural formations?
Yeah.
Except that there's actually light coming from over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm, I guess, inclined to investigate the source of the light. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
True. Although we'd probably best be on our guard. Or at least approach cautiously. Especially considering the traps.
All right. So you begin passing through into this. It very quickly, as you're moving through this sort of cavern area, it very quickly becomes narrow to the point where you have to go along your side to make it through. And it eventually reaches a dead end. The light you can see now appears to be coming from somewhere up above. Far, far above. And at your feet, you can see the remains of a frayed rope.
Is this a well that has fallen into disuse?
You're not sure.
Does it seem to be daylight that is what was being seen?
It is... I would say that that's your first guess, that it's daylight, but you're not 100% certain.
Where do I think we are under the city at this point?
Let me see here.
I don't really have a concept of how far we've traveled.
Oh, you've traveled several hundred feet under the sea. So right now, you would assume that you're somewhere beneath the... Basically... One sec, let me... That you're actually somewhere near where the remains of the bottle of Posy are. But much deeper underground.
Were there any wells around there?
Not that you remember.
How far up is where the light is?
You would say that it's at least 100 feet above you, if not more. I can believe it. I mean, to be fair, you did already fall into one, though. Oh, Sind. Always will you be in our hearts.
Suddenly poop falls on Azar.
Nice.
God damn it. Anyways, you don't think, because since there's not shit all over the ground, you don't think you're at the bottom of a privy.
Well, I guess there's nothing to do but mosey back, unless you guys wanted to try something more.
Well, I mean, I could try to communicate with people on the surface, but there's no one specifically I can think of that I would want to communicate with, at least that I would know could communicate back with me. So yeah, I suppose we might as well try north or south.
I love that you can use Skyride as a ritual. You could just sit down and do it as much as you want.
Thankfully, you can't see the sky from down here.
I mean, what is the sky when you think about it? Is not the entire atmosphere the sky? If you're able to breathe, is that just not the low part of the sky?
Okay, not getting into that. It's not the sky. All right, just move on. Just move on. Go try and seduce some more treasure chests.
And nothing that we can see or hear distinguishes north from south.
Make a perception check. Not really, no.
All right, Jomo, which direction does the flame want us to go?
I ask the flame which direction it wants us to go.
The flame is silent because the flame doesn't make these decisions for you.
Well, if we're under the bottle of Posey-ish, then North's got to be kind of approaching the walls of tears sometime soon.
Okay. Well, let's either head north or flip the button.
I will allow flipping the button. Even though you have coins that you could use. And in fact, the story at the vignette at the very beginning of this was about you flipping a coin.
That's true. All right, we might as well flip it. So let's see. We can kind of designate this one tail, head. So then we kind of like look up toward the north, and then this one we're kind of turning tail toward the south. So all right then. It seems like it wants to go to the south.
Okay. Do you wish to follow the wisdom of... Did you use a coin or the button?
Well, what he did was he kind of like he flipped them both at once, so like at least the button kind of got involved in there a bit.
Oh, goddamn. Okay, fine. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Do you want to go south?
The button was assisting.
Yeah, the button gave the help action to the coin.
South it is, yeah. We do as the button guides.
So saith the button.
Okay. So, you head south.
Maybe
And-
we need to be the button rats instead of the desert rats, or like we need to incorporate button into our names.
Nice.
If you call yourself the button anything, I will be... I'm going to take the advice from the beginning of the Dungeon Master's Guide and have Tiamat come at you. She's not even in the setting, and I will make her come and just attack you.
She can't handle the button.
Well, I mean, the one good thing is like if that happens, then we could at least say, what's the Tiamatter, before we die.
Oh, Nox. Oh, Hux.
It
Years
turns
of
out
my
here
life.
to sit down for tea. I'm at.
Yeah,
Nice.
years of my life are being drained from me. This is actually killing me slowly. I'm basically going through the transformation that Golem did after he found the ring for the first time. Okay, so you head south, and it's not too long before you quickly see a wall. It appears that this passage to the south terminates in a room. So, as you head further into this area to the south, um, you reach the room and you find the following. A sec. All right. So, you find the following. First off, there appears to have been a passage at one point to your left that looks like it was the start of some stairs that led even further downwards, but they've been completely collapsed in. There is a skeleton that's lying right in front of a pot or urn that is missing its head. Sort of, it appears to sort of be bowed in front of the urn. Uh, the skeleton is in tattered clothes, and yeah, it. From then on, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
Is the urn plain, or is there anything on the urn?
The urn looks basically weathered. Other than that, looks relatively plain. It's pretty big though.
Nice.
Search.
Yeah, Corwin kind of wonders if there's anything sinister about the urn.
It's also
Well-
a mimic.
Like if it's, something that kind of blew up in the skeleton's face, where, the pre-skeleton's face, making him a now skeleton.
You don't see anything that looks like fire. Again, you do note that the thing is basically, it looks like the skeleton collapsed right in front of the urn, and where its head, basically, if you were to lay it out, its head is where the urn is now. And you would be able to see that, I'd say, even from a distance, that it looks like the body has been chewed on somewhat.
Do we hear anything skittering, lumbering, anything like that?
Nope. There's that urn, though, and the skeleton, which you can do investigation checks on both of.
Yeah, Corwin will do that.
Let the
Okay.
flame guide you. There you go. Thanks, guidance.
Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Okay, so so first off, the skeleton. So it looks like the skeleton had been looking inside the urn when it died. You're still not sure what happened to its head, but the bite marks on it, they look almost canine in nature. You also note that the skeleton appears to have a pair of boots that are in relatively alright condition and a pan flute. The urn, on the other hand, just looks like an urn. That's bigger than usual.
Is the urn sitting upright?
It is sitting upright.
I have a strange feeling about this one. I'm thinking that's like some sort of a snake charmer that, or something that was trying to charm something, but got the raw end of a deal.
Maybe he just wasn't as good as romancing inanimate objects as you were, and he was trying to romance the urn.
He could have been putting an earnest endeavor into the romancing, but didn't quite get there. And now
Maybe
he's
he
just
did.
simply history.
Maybe he did. Maybe there's a praying mantis inside the urn.
Possibly. You know, I have a feeling there's probably something in that thing. It just seems to be that way.
Can your magic hand pick it up and shake it?
How heavy does that seem to be?
The urn looks like it probably weighs more than 50 pounds.
Well, I don't think my hand can do it, but maybe something else can that I might be able to do. We might kind of want to step back and kind of look a little inconspicuous if I do it, though.
Okay, I will let you do that in just a second. I have to get some more water. Seriously, Knox, the things you've done to my throat. There's no way I can say it without it sounding dirty. I'm just gonna get a drink, you guys. I'll be right back.
What are you gonna do?
Well, actually, I came up with another idea that I could do, depending on
Here we go.
two things I think I could do. A, if it's not destructible by fire, I could make a bonfire appear under it. B, I'm thinking I could create an illusion of some sort of a rodent or something that's kind of peering on top of it. And if there's a snake in it, it might be compelled to strike at it.
I was thinking it's like full of scarabs or some kind of biting beetles or something.
That could be.
Because didn't he say the body's been like gnawed on? I don't.
Yeah, gnawed on canine.
Canine. Wow, that's weird.
It's almost, I'm thinking like a jackal or maybe like something. I don't know if Naga would exactly be a canine. You know, kind of.
Some kind of ghost dog comes out of there.
True.
It's like
yeah, poor Tech's faithful hound.
Oh, I'm tired, you guys. I didn't get very much sleep. That's why I'm not very talkative today.
So is the streaming just on an indefinite hiatus, or are you not into gaming right now, or just...
I'll probably start streaming again soon. I always say that, though. I never really know what I'm going to do beyond the current day.
Going through Red Dead Redemption 2 and just thinking about what was the dude's name? Sergio Leone binge that we went
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah, that was good. They've gotten super serious about copyright on Twitch, though, so I can't do any more I click the link unless we do an official watch party thing. So then it has to be on. I don't know how the watch party thing works, but it's apparently doable.
Oh, are you talking about clicking a link?
Yeah.
I also had baked myself a batch of Red Lobster biscuits.
You what?
Baked myself a batch of Red Lobster biscuits.
You just went and baked something?
Not just now. I had done earlier today.
Oh.
I had one of the biscuits I baked, so.
Oh, great. What's a Red Lobster biscuit?
It's the biscuits they make at Red Lobster, but they also sell the material to make it yourself. So I've never actually eaten at a Red Lobster. I've just had their biscuits a lot because they're very good.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some kind of biscuit that actually had lobster in it.
That would be a tad extravagant.
I've eaten at Red Lobster, although it's been so many years I don't even remember. I think we still have a Red Lobster here. Maybe they've closed down. I don't know.
Who knows? COVID has ended many things. It may turn out that eventually it will be just like in Demolition Man, and the only restaurant left will be Taco Bell.
I actually thought that was a really good joke in that movie.
Yeah.
I more than I should have.
Okay, so you've got a mysterious urn and a dead guy in front of it, as well as a pan flute. Don't forget the guy has a pan flute. And boots.
Boots, yeah.
Okay. Corin will create the image of a rodent above the urn, just to see if anything is going to attempt to strike out at it.
Okay, you do so, and nothing happens.
We do have a Red Lobster near me, and they even deliver. I should get them to bring me some of those biscuits.
Nice.
They are good biscuits.
What is the urn made of?
It looks like it was made of clay.
Okay. And it looks to be in relatively decent shape.
Yeah, I mean, it's scratched and chipped in a few places, but other than that, looks to be
There's
okay.
no, like, holes that can kind of be looked through or anything like that.
No.
Any distinguishing markings on the urn? Is it decorated a certain way?
No, it is completely unadorned.
Is there anything else about this room that we haven't already covered? Is it just a basic sort of...
It appears to have been a room that once led to a staircase leading further down. There is, again, more along the walls. You do see more of the basic mosaic of some of Calic and various forms of ministration to the people, that sort of thing. But you don't really see anything else other than that. Although you will note that it is interesting that Calic in these depictions does appear to be depicted almost religiously when Calic was very, from what you know of Calic, especially Corwin, he didn't really take any time to say that he was a god or anything. He made it pretty clear he was just power. He had the power, and he was going to wield it as he wanted. That's why he was known as the Tyrant of Tyr, even before he died.
So okay, just so I have this in my head, Scito, in all the sections that have appeared to be constructed, is that
Yep.
mosaic present throughout?
Yep, all along the walls.
Okay, and it's again depicting someone that we think should be reviled as revered.
Yeah.
How old does this look? Is there any way of knowing that?
Make an investigation check.
That's my specialty. I'm not even going to bother with guidance. It won't help.
Somehow you roll better than Tim. Okay, Corwin. Based on the sarcophagi, the depth of this whole thing, and all of that, you're still not able to get a perfect idea of how old this is, but you are assuming that this entire thing must be at least a couple of centuries old, if not significantly more.
It's gotta be at least a couple hundred years, I would think.
I do not know the history of the city or this dead sorcerer king.
It's not exactly all that much to tell in a sense, but, just the usual sort of tales of woe of, the sorcerer kings. You kind of get drunk with power, and you kind of go off on a spree, and, all that kind of stuff. This one just happened to have his life cut short by the deposers.
So this was made while he was still alive. Is that right? Because the deposers was a relatively recent thing.
Yeah, it's been about a year since the death of Calic, so this was presumably made when he was still alive.
All right, so I guess we need to decide whether or not we want to have a look inside this urn.
Yeah, let me think here. There is that pan flute that's over on the corner there, and those boots look somewhat of interest.
Yeah. Do you maybe want to see if there's anything special about those?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me bring them over here as opposed to going the other way. I seem to have a thing for bringing things to myself today for some strange reason.
Okay. So you remove the boots from the dead figure, and you grab the pan flute, and you bring them before you.
Yeah, Corbin will kind of look and see what he can tell if there's anything special about them or anything like that.
Other than the boots being well made enough to weather what has probably been decades, at least, of complete neglect, and the pan flute being a pan flute, can't really see anything else particularly special. Would you like to pick up them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, they adhere to your hands. They were tiny baby mimics. No, no, don't worry.
Nice.
Even though I've always wondered, do mimics have, like, is there little baby mimics? Like, is there like a bunch of little tchotchke sort of things out there that eat like little bugs and stuff? Or are they just like slimes and they just divide?
I thought like baby mimics looked like coins and such, like to kind of entice things.
That just the idea of baby mix makes me laugh. But no, they probably divide like slimes because I mean, when in their actual form, they're just amorphous blobs. Anyways, but yeah, they're fine. They're not really falling apart at your touch or anything like that. You do seem to have in one of the boots. What?
They have to get them on consignment.
What?
You know, they can't just buy them outright. It's on consignment.
Is that how they usually do it?
Exactly.
God damn it! He brought it back. Okay. Anyways, you do know though that with one of the boots, you do seem to have brought a good bit of the skeleton's foot in one of them.
Lovely. Corbin will use the mage hand to pick it out and put it back over near the other parts of him.
Okay. You do so. And, yeah, they're just boots and a pan flute. So, either this guy didn't bring anything else in with him. I mean, there's tatters of clothing or something. Or he was just a very spoony bard who decided to come into this dungeon.
Imagine if there was a store of, like, home furnishings and stuff, but it was all mimics. And it was called Scito Pottery Barn.
Nice.
So
mimics have pseudopods.
Yes, they do.
And Pottery Barn is a store.
Yep. I know, you're getting further humor by needless deconstruction of the joke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, so do you want to? What are you going to do with the urn? Are you just going to ignore it? Are you going to set it on fire? It's all your choice.
Oh, now that it's multiple choice and setting it on fire is on there, I gotta pick that.
Nice. Corbin will use the mage hand to pick up like a rock or something and kind of knock it against the urn just to see if there's any kind of answering sound from within it, like a skitter or a rattle or something.
Okay. You do so, and you see you think a couple of flecks of clay break off of yeah, I haven't heard a joke that funny since the one about the people who teleported into Iraq and couldn't see what the big political situation was with it. The joke was they had teleported into Iraq and
nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, so you think that maybe some flecks of clay came off. You're not entirely sure. You do hear, though, something inside, but it sounded more jingly than skittery. But there was also something else that sounded hollow in there.
That wouldn't be expected from the sound of the urn itself.
You're not sure.
Does this urn have a lid?
It does have a lid.
I pull off the lid.
Okay, are you using your hands or are you using mage hand?
If he can use mage hand, he'll mage hand.
Okay. You attempt to use mage hand and the lid comes off. Yep.
Okay. Corbin will again summon the illusion of a rodent above it just to see if anything attempts to come out at it now that he knows that there's a lid on it.
Fenris communicates to you that he finds this use of rats as bait very disrespectful.
Well, a non-rat rodent.
Okay, be careful what rodent, though, because I swear to God, if you're depicting a particular rodent there, I will be so G-darn pissed. No, okay? No, they don't even exist in this world because they were too pure for it. They're all in their own demi-plane, all right? The demi-plane of pigs. Yes, okay. Yes, there is some situational irony in it if it was a guinea pig, but again, it's not a guinea pig, okay? You don't know what a guinea pig is. You've never seen a guinea pig. It's not a guinea pig.
What about just a very small normal pig?
Well, there's no pigs in this world either.
What about a very small animal that there is?
Like a vole? You saw voles in
That's
that one
true.
painting you painted.
Yeah, so he'll make an illusory vole above the...
Alright. Nothing happens. The vole just sort of floats there.
Well, if there's a creature in there, it's just not coming out of its own volition.
Yeah, not voluntarily.
Exactly.
Oh. This has literally taken us 2.5 hours to go down a corridor. A straight corridor.
Well, it wasn't straight.
Okay,
There's been
true.
branches.
There were some branches, but it's still...
And we went down the other corridor, and it went...
Yes. But still, for the most part, you've been going down a straight corridor.
Lovely.
I want to pick up the urn and turn it over and try to dump it out if there's anything in there.
Okay. Interesting choice. So you do that, and some things tumble out. The first things that tumble out are some coins that you see tumbling out onto the ground. They ring on the ground, which is unusual for coins because typically coins made of bone or slate or the like don't ring. The other thing, though, is that a covered vial also hits the ground and shatters. And then the entire area around you erupts into flames. You're all on fire now. Well, okay. Where around the pot was everyone? Was everyone within 10 feet of it, or what? Was it just...
Can Corwin attempt to interrupt this? I mean, he does have a hand out. He could try to catch it. I mean, he's got ledger domain.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. He has ledger domain. Let me see. Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. Let's see if you can. All right, fine. He catches. Jomo almost sets everyone on fire, but he doesn't because Corwin is able to use his mage hand and catch the
Yay.
vial. A vial
worry,
I put.
I'll have plenty more chances to set us all on fire when I have
Yeah.
when I hit 5th level.
Yes. I will
Nice.
know. I put that vial solely in there on the off chance you thought it was a mimic and you were going to smack the urn and try and destroy it. And that was my evil plan.
I had another plan that I was actually considering, which was to put the bonfire underneath the urn.
That would have also set everyone on fire. You would have erupted the urn, but no, you catch it. Okay.
Yay.
You don't know what it is, though, now.
I have no idea what it is.
Yes, because you didn't see what happened when it hit the ground. But you also have 10 coins that hit the ground.
What kind of coins?
Looking at them, the metal is unfamiliar to... I would say it'd be unfamiliar to both Jomo and Sinclair, but Corwin would be able to identify them as copper pieces.
Oh, I haven't seen or heard of these things in a while, but I think that's actually sort of a metal, a copper, I think. Yeah.
Metal coins. I'm gonna pick one up and look at it.
All right. On the coin is, on one side, you see the picture of what appears to be Calic. And on the back of it, you see the picture of what appears to be a fist holding a rod. Corwin, you would estimate that each of these copper pieces are worth about 5 enamel pieces each.
These are significantly valuable.
You say there were 10 of them, Scito?
Yep.
That's good. Let's take them.
Definitely, and also this odd thing that's in there. I mean, it might be like a perfume of some sort. You know, these regal types tend to, like their hoity-toity scents.
Okay.
Could
So,
be a
yes.
potion.
Indeed, it could be. Let's all metagame and just act like we don't know what it. I mean, granted, it's not exactly what you might think it is, but yeah, you have an idea of what it does.
Okay.
I mean, not now. You'd have to do at least an investigation check, so that would be, yeah.
I drink it.
I mean, I would give you a point of inspiration if you did drink that, but I mean, do you really want to drink it?
No, I'm not thirsty right now.
Okay.
It's been in there a long time. It's probably like that Diet Pepsi.
It could be like the Cola O, though.
Could be.
Improving with age.
I'm looking around for like any kind of tracks or anything of what might have been eating the body.
Unfortunately, you're not really able to make out any. Well, actually, make a survival check.
No.
No, you're not really able to make out any tracks of anything. There's the footsteps that you guys made when you came in, but anything else is just too faint. You're not able to get a good sense of what they might have been.
Does Corbin get a sense that the urn itself is valuable?
No, you suspect that urn is actually extremely non-valuable.
Gotcha. Well, this is rather odd. So it seems like the only ways that would have been forward have been caved in.
Well, we still haven't explored the North Passage.
True that, yo.
That is true.
Yeah.
And just to be sure that there's nothing that's wiggle-waggleable to get down further through that stairwell.
Yeah, it's long since caved in. Any holes or things that might have been you might have been able to get through, or Fenris might have been able to get through, have collapsed.
Gotcha.
Though evidently this was once it must have been quite the complex once.
True.
All right. So, are you guys going to head north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say so.
Are we? Is there a reason to take the boot and or pan flute? I mean,
I guess if you want a pan flute or a boot / boots, I should say there are two of them.
I've already
Cor-
got my drum.
Corbin will try to play a couple notes on the pan flute just to see if there's anything remarkable about it.
Nope, they just sound like it just sounds like a pan flute. You can see how well you played if you want to do a performance roll.
Yeah, sure. What the heck?
You actually play a surprisingly complex tune.
Yeah, well, I think it likes me.
You're good at that.
Yeah, we could do a jam session sometime.
What is that?
That's where you kind of you take preserves and you kind of put them into like jars and you store it for the winter.
What is winter?
It's that thing they always say is coming. I don't know exactly.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
all right. So then, yeah, let's head north.
All right. You head north, eventually reaching pretty quickly reaching the junction, and you head forward another 40 feet or so, and the hallway now gives away again to cavern. It appears that the rest of the hallway has basically been collapsed in on, and there is now created a sort of ramp leading up.
You can get a dozen Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster for $5.59. That's pretty good.
That is a really good goddamn deal, especially considering I spent like $10 on that box of for fucking god damn it.
That's like 10 Canadian dollars, though.
No, it's more like 750, something like that. Our dollar is not worth half the American dollar.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's like, so if it's $5.59 here, it would still be more for you, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, true. It's just also, of course, groceries and like are more expensive in Canada because, we're beholden to farming interests. Your country has the gun lobby. We have the dairy lobby. And it is ridiculously powerful. I'm not even joking.
Do you have like the National Milk Association or something? Because that would be awesome.
I don't know. I actually would not be surprised if we had something like that. But no, they would put out commercials, so many goddamn commercials about all the benefits of drinking milk. I think has died down in recent years, but yeah, the milk lobby is very powerful here.
If you outlaw
dairy lobby
milk, only criminals will have milk.
There was one really funny one about these kids who wouldn't drink their milk, and then one of the kids says, "Hey, the guy who lives next door, he's 80 and he never drank a glass of milk in his life." And he waves at them and he goes to pick up a wheelbarrow, and as he does, his arms come off. And the kids just scream and start drinking the milk. Actually, when I think about it, it's kind of fucked up. Especially when
Nice.
Yeah. It was pretty great. I enjoyed it.
That's like the description of a twisted commercial that came out of Korea. I would not expect America's Hat to have come up with
Dude,
something.
we have some messed up things, especially our safety PSAs. They are terrifying. Oh god, those were some scary things as a kid. Even the ones that were for like learning about Canada's heritage, those were also scary. There was this one about speaking about First Nations tribes' belief in this demon that lived underground, and the demon comes out. It's this horrifying thing. This seriously, there are some scary things, and of course, then there's other things like the fucking "Don't you put it in your mouth? Don't you put it in your mouth? Don't you stuff it in your face?" song to teach kids
What?
not to eat. I've showed you this before, where the puppets are telling boys and girls not to eat strange things they find, but inevitably, of course, everyone just thinks about that song and thinks they must be talking about dicks.
Oh, well, yeah. Thought it was like a warning
Okay.
for choir boys or something.
You guys have some of the best image rehab specialists in the world working for you then, because we all but worship Canada down here. Think of it as like a place where only adults live and super polite, kind, friendly people that are the opposite of fucked up.
Well, there's a lot. Again, it does have a lot of polite people. It's just, there are some really fucked up people. For example, we had the Picton pig farmer. The guy who killed, what was it, like 4 dozen prostitutes and fed them to his pigs?
That's fucked
I
up.
think, yeah, it really was. We have again, another thing. We have some serial killers. Not very many serial killers, but the ones we do have do really fucked up things. Anyway, so you've made it back to this so you at this point in this passage where it's now leading up into what looks like to be a wider cavern.
Still underground significantly.
Yeah. But about you would going up it, you would say that you've gone up about maybe somewhere between 30 to 50 feet.
Okay.
So as you proceed deeper into this cavern, eventually it opens up into this wider area, and you notice several things immediately. First off, there are more ruins here. It looks very similar to the area that you had been before that had all the undead. Except in this area, at various points in the distance, you can see what appears to be torches set up. What's more, there appears to be light coming very dimly from points at the ceiling.
Are the torches lit?
The torches are lit. Also, everyone make a perception check. Okay, you don't see anything. Just again, uh, it's you just see this big area, shadows cast by the crumbled buildings, that sort of thing. And again, these lights, many of them which are actually near the walls, that are shining down.
Sinclair will whisper to Jomo to cover the knife or holy symbol that's on fire, whatever it is.
Alright, I'll tuck it under my armor.
Okay. Also, embedded in the north and east walls, from where you can see the cavern, are more ruins of structures. Well, actually, you wouldn't really be able to see the east wall, but or the north one. Sorry, I read too far ahead. So yeah,
How generally big is this area?
you would say that this whole cavern is maybe about. It's at least from what you had seen with. Well, no, you can see the torches in the distance. So, and actually, so yeah, you would have been able to see there have been structures embedded in the walls. So you'd say this area is about 200 feet by 200 or around that.
Do we hear any sort of activity or motion or anything?
Not from where you are yet.
Hmm. And I'm sure the torches look recent and all that type of stuff.
You're not super close to any of the torches, but again, the fact they're on fire and not burnt out would seem to indicate that they are at least relatively recent.
Okay, all right. Does anything in here kind of look like, or anything around walls look like it's sort of a way up?
Um, you'd have to get closer to one of these areas, but yeah. So going closer to the nearest point of light coming from the ceiling of or the roof of this cavern, it does appear that something has been. I mean, you're not sure you could do that. You could make your way up, but it does look like there is something at one point or another, or many things have been scrambling up a pass, scrambling up the rocks there up into the area above.
All right. I will whisper to Corwin and Jomo. I'm thinking we try and sneak up to the torches, see if we're not alone in here.
Yeah, I get the feeling. I think you might be right. I think this is kind of what we've been sent to find.
Good idea.
Okay. So you begin moving deeper into these ruins, bypassing and climbing over the ruins of some old buildings, passing under uh, floors that have that remain, and you hear what appears to be a crying noise from within the ruins.
Yeah, I will move closer to that to investigate.
Okay.
Adult crying? Child crying?
It sounds like a woman crying.
Okay.
Old
So
woman, young woman.
you would say younger.
Crying loudly, quietly.
She seems to be trying, at least as best as you can tell, it sounds like she's trying to muffle the crying somewhat. It's just that she can't help herself.
It's a sad mimic.
So,
We killed this mimic's husband.
yes, that's it. The mimic husband that had a hymen.
Look, mimics do not have to worry about the gender binary.
It's true, they don't. They really don't. Oh god, what if they reproduce like, Russian nesting dolls?
What?
I'm just, again, I'm thinking about mimic reproduction. I'm thinking, what if it's What if their reproduction is basically like a Russian nesting doll situation?
I don't think I want to really try to sort that out in my head.
So just one day the chest opens and there's a smaller chest in it, which then hops out and gets bigger, and then the chest opens and another chest is inside it.
Yeah, it's basically like how diatoms reproduce.
Making shit up. The fuck is a diatom? Here we go with some windblown chicken.
A diatom is a organism which has a sort of silica-based shell around it. When it reproduces, these two shells, which are sort of like a cup, or like it's actually like a petri dish almost, they come apart, and each one of them is its own diatom, and then they form the other side of their shell. Naturally, what this results into is one half becoming constantly smaller. So in fact, so at one point, uh, they actually go through a stage where they expand their shell, sort of reset. Otherwise, they would just get smaller and smaller and then become inviable. Or non-viable, I should say.
Are diatoms like microscopic creatures?
No, I wouldn't call them microscopic, but they are very small, yes. Anyways, so do you want to try and find the source stealthily, or do you want to just go in looking for whoever's weeping?
I say stealthily.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, everyone make a stealth roll. Everyone did pretty good on their stealth roll. Okay, so you're able to stealthily make your way to where you hear the crying, and peeking around a corner of a ruined building, you see a woman spattered with blood, weeping over the body of what appears to be a dead man.
One or thing else around there?
Okay, yes, she is bespattered.
I was thinking bespattered. Is it an actual man, or is he like started to become skeletonish, or
No, it's a relatively this
fresh
happened
corpse?
relatively recently, yeah. And yeah, she's basically just weeping over him. She's wearing a clothing that has been relatively torn, and it looks like she might have been escaping something. You're not quite sure.
Does she look alive?
Yes, she looks alive.
My instinct at this point is just to approach her.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in the shadows and let him approach as I remain hidden.
All right. You do so, and so Sinclair, you come out, and you see this woman, and she just appears to be inconsolable. She doesn't even seem to notice you approaching.
Give her that vial to drink. That might make her feel better.
Sinclair will say, "Is there something we can do to help?"
She looks up, her eyes suddenly go wide in surprise, and she sort of backs away, and she says, Who are you?
So I'll sort of put my quarterstaff down and kneel down, making a placating gesture, just trying to show that I'm not a threat. My name is Sinclair. I'm a monk. I'm exploring these ruins. You look like you could use some help.
You're not with them, are you?
With whom?
The creatures. They came from below the ground. They brought us down here, and then they killed him. They killed my Frederick.
No, I'm not with the creatures. You're safe now. It's fine.
No, you don't understand. They they took my son Robert. They took them with him.
How old is Robert?
He's only 8 years old.
And which direction did they go?
When the attack began, after they corralled us, they hunted us like we were prey. We Frederick, he's stayed out, tried to protect us. I hid, and they killed him. And then they took my son. I I was able to see where they went, but I I I don't know what to do.
Can you tell me what these creatures look like?
They 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 look like almost like wolves or something. They they have horrible teeth, and they large hulking figures.
Okay. And do you know why they would have taken your son?
I I have no idea. We've we've heard stories. We've heard stories in the Warrens that there's creatures underground that come above sometimes, but we never believed them. She says, sobbing, and wipes away some tear and mucus from her face.
Um, my friend here is a priest, and I'm gonna wave Jomo over. He's gonna check Frederick now to see if there's anything he can do to help him.
All right. As just before you go out, Jomo, uh, Searshoe, she appears beside you, and she sort of just looks at this woman, and then looks at you, and she just sort of gives you a scrutinizing expression.
What you think?
I don't know. Everything in this whole place has been a trap. Who's to say this is any different?
That's what I think too.
Anyways, so the woman is still weeping. What do you do, Jomo?
What is Sinclair doing?
Sinclair has asked you to come out and see her,
All right,
and specifically her husband.
yeah, come out.
Okay. She looks at you Jomo with a little bit of trepidation, and then looks to you, Sinclair.
It's okay.
Are you hurt?
No, I just a few scratches from when they were bringing us down below.
So you three were kidnapped from the Warrens?
Yes.
You're down here alone?
I was hiding for a good while, but I then came out to see what had happened, and I just can't believe this has happened to Robert and Frederick. She looks down at Frederick's body again, and her eyes fill with tears once more.
What are you doing down here?
We were up above. We were just in our home when all of a sudden creatures burst down the door and dragged us out into the night. They pulled us down here, and then they just let us loose in the cavern. They gave chase like it was some sort of sick game. And then I don't want to go over it again.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see what's what with this person.
Okay?
Me too.
Are you also going to do one, Jomo? Okay. Something doesn't sit right with you. She seems to be holding something back at the very least. You're not quite sure what, though, but you're sure that there are at least elements of her story that aren't fully the truth.
What's your name?
My name is Lil.
Okay, Lil, we're going to help you, but it's important that you tell us the truth. I can tell that you're holding things back from us. This area looks like it's been occupied. There are torches around that the creatures you described wouldn't need to see. So you need to tell me what's going on.
The truth is, even as soon as we were brought down here, I ran from Robert and Frederick. I panicked and I ran off in my own way. I then hid and watched them cut down Frederick and take Robert with them.
Where did they take him?
I can lead you there, but okay, let's see here.
So they've got to make a save.
All right.
Is intellect.
She fails.
So she will then believe that she must tell me everything that she may be holding back.
Okay. So she suddenly get all of a sudden her sobbing stops, and she looks at you three, and it's as if her visage has totally changed, and she says, "The truth The truth is my pack was seeking new flesh, and I have brought you to them. Children, I bring you flesh. And as she says this, all of a sudden, she begins to change horribly. Claws burst out from her feet and her hands. Her whole body lengthens, and she takes on a horrible appearance that's like this.
Does Corwin have a chance to do anything during this transformation?
Not really, no. And you see this.
I kill her with cutscene dagger.
If only you could. Cutscene dagger is the best weapon.
I was considering cutscene laughter.
Well,
that or buffing myself with mirror image, but nah.
Okay, well, as she says this, you hear several other things moving from beyond the ruins, and you suddenly realize that you've been surrounded by more of these creatures as they suddenly leap down. It's a good call on the occluded mind. But, can you guess what time it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Mariachi band time.
It is. It's Gerudo Village time. Okay, so let me see here. Jomo and Sinclair, so you were about in front of her, right?
I think it was.
All right, but Corwin, you were around a corner.
Yeah, he didn't actually interact with her at all on purpose, just to kind of observe and that kind of thing. So he was still being stealthy and roguish and that kind of stuff.
All right, in which case, Corwin, the creatures have not noticed you at this point. Instead, there are 4 of them that are now Oh, wait. Yes, there are 4 of them that are now surrounding Jomo and Sinclair. Sorry, one sec. Okay, let me just get you to the turn order. And just to make sure, you can all see the turn order, right?
Yes.
And I'll say 0 right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that was working because I remember before, for some reason, it wasn't.
Were hyena. What is it now? If it were a hyena. We're hyena? It's like a collective thing. Like Voltron, they form together to become a hyena.
Nice.
Wow, 2 of them rolled a 1.
I also
Okay.
rolled a 1.
Yeah, but you have much better wisdom and dexterity, so you managed to still get an 11. So the only okay, I guess 2 of the hyenas are going before you. So the way this looks is that to your uh, east, there is Lil right in front of you, and a wall about 10 feet beyond. You're in a sort of courtyardish area that was made up of broken buildings, the remnants of such. So another were hyena is about 10 feet to your northeast. Another one is about 10 feet to your northwest. And another one is about 10 feet to your southwest. Corwin, you, on the other hand, are about 30 feet away from Jomo and Sinclair and are currently in the shadow of a building. And it is your turn.
Okay, so Corin is going to see this loping, sneaking up kind of thing occur, and he's going to look around and notice the wreckage of buildings, and he's going to grip his hand tightly and punch it at the air, and suddenly a piece of building will rise up
Okay.
and hurl itself and attempt to try and get at least 2 of them in a line, so that, in case, that kind of thing.
Okay. Where hyena 2 and 3, you could get them in a line
That
pretty
works.
easily. All right. So let's see if they make their dexterity saving throws. One of them does not. The other does not. But of course, only the first one matters. So,
Right.
a boulder streak or a chunk of matter streaks out and slams into the were hyena number 2, and it seems to do nothing whatsoever to it. It simply shrugs it off, and then scanning looks and makes eye contact with you.
Even though the matter came from a different direction, because that spell actually does not have a verbal component.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll say that it did not necessarily make contact with you, but you will need to make a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay, you're still hidden.
Nice.
But this were hyena, it seemed completely unfazed by what you did.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, okay, that'll be his turn. I suppose that could even be considered as a cunning action hide for that stealth.
Yeah. Sinclair, it's your turn. You are right next to Lil.
Okay, how would picking up the quarterstaff figure into action?
You can do that as you could do that as a bonus action.
All right, I'm not going to do it then. I am going to imbue my unarmed strike with psychic focus for 3 total points.
Okay.
It could even be the free interact with an object kind of thing that...
I suppose. All right, sure. You can grab your staff without it costing anything. It's free action.
So in that case, I will do that. I will still use the bonus action to imbue now the staff, and I will attack Lil with it.
Okay. So how much damage does this? Okay.
So it does 11 bludgeoning and 20 psychic damage.
Okay, so as you strike her, you feel as if, despite it being a pretty good hit with the staff, that didn't affect Lil at all. However, the psionic energy emerging forth from you does definitely hurt her, and she howls in pain as she recoils back a bit. And you believe that fully affected her.
You're right. Yeah, that'll be it for me for this round.
Okay. Where hyena number 2 coming up behind Sinclair to get advantage. All right. So, first attack. The were hyena attempts to bite you, and both of those miss. So its jaws snap in the air, but you're able to nimbly dodge out of the way. And now it tries to attack you with its claws. That one does hit, though.
It
Yeah.
normally would hit.
Oh, are we pulling some bullshit here?
But as a reaction, I will spend 3 psi points to raise my AC to 22 until
Okay, in which case its claw comes down. It looks like it's going to strike you, but this barrier of psionic energy, a quen of psionic energy, one might say, strikes you and bounces right off. And that's its turn. It's Lil's turn. Lil's also going to try and, indeed, it did make the attack inconsequential, is going to attempt to bite you, Sinclair. Oh shit! she is going to bite.
Wow.
roll to see if her jaw breaks.
Unfortunately, that does not work. So, here's what's going to happen.
You said it was Quen. Quen automatically deflects the first.
It's not as glorious as Quen, but can anything be?
Everything is more glorious than Quen.
So it does 10 points of damage. I'm going to need you to make a DC 12 Constitution. I shouldn't have told you the DC, but yeah, it's DC's 12. So make a Constitution saving throw because
Don't fail this.
I am bad at DMing, and I just say what the DC is.
I don't think that's a problem.
You just make it. All right. So you feel as if something was trying to invade your system as it bit you, but in the end, you're fine. And I know you have temporary hit points, but did you really absorb all 10 damage?
No, I would have gotten the 4. I was just going to ask if you'd thought any more about that, had a ruling.
I still have to think more on that one. So for now, I'm okay with it. You getting it every turn.
All right. So yeah, I absorbed 6 points.
Okay. And now she is going to attempt to smack you with her claws. But this time she will be unable to. So she bites into you, and she then attempts to smack you with her claws, but they simply bounce away from your sonic barrier. Jomo, it's your turn.
Alright, so we're all in pretty close quarters here.
Yeah.
Alright. I hold aloft my... Well, it's not my G, because that's broken.
Yes.
My obsidian short sword, I guess. And send forth burning energy from it. Flame take you all. And I'm gonna channel divinity.
All right.
So all these bastards gotta make a saving throw of the Constitution variety.
Oh,
The DC is 15.
okay. Lil. Where Hyena 1 does not. Where Hyena 2 does not. Where Hyena 3 does not.
Alright, it does 21 radiant damage or half on save.
Damn, that was a nice roll too. And for so many of them to have succeeded.
So which one didn't succeed?
That would be Lil.
Alright, but is she looking hurt at all, or?
She is looking extremely hurt. So this blast of radiant flame issues forth, and although most of the were-hyenas are able to shield themselves from it using their burly arms, Lil is utterly unable to, and she howls in pain. This weird sort of cackling howl as the radiant flame sears her, and she is looking pretty wounded. But now it's where Hyena 3's it's where Hyena 3's turn. And where Hyena 3 is going to be going after how would this work? Because actually where Hyena 1 is in such a position that it could actually get it would technically be in flanking with Jomo, but it's focusing on Sinclair, so I'll say that this guy won't get advantage. Yeah, I'll do it that way. So where Hyena 3 coming in. And it's going to attempt to bite you, Jomo, and then slash you. And the bite fails as you're able to batter away its bites with your shield. And its claws also find no purchase as you put paid to any attempt to slash you. Alright, it's where Hyena 1's turn. And it's going to now come in behind Jomo, in which case it will now be flanking him. So you're basically, what you've got going on here is a 3x2 sort of square that is just packed with enemies, with Jomo and Sinclair in the center. All right, first off, biting with advantage. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to use the warding flame on that to cancel the advantage.
Yeah, advantage is canceled, so its bite fails to connect with you as a gout of flame issues forth from your hand, scorching the creature's face, though not doing any damage. And now it's going to attempt to slash you. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So it is going to slash at your back now. doing 8 points of damage as you feel the claws rake against your spine. And now it's Corwin's turn.
Okay. Does Corwin have a clear shot at Lil?
Not at Lil. Lil is behind several things. I mean, you could try and get into a better position if you ran about, say, 20 feet south. You would be able to get a clear shot at Lil if you so chose. But you'd basically, be coming out of hiding to do it.
Gotcha, and I assume that there's no ruins in that particular spot to hide with.
Not really, no.
Okay. Let me see. So which ones are kind of toward Corwin?
That would be Were Hyena 2 or Were Hyena 1 and Were Hyena 2.
Okay, which I think are both of the ones that are flanking Jomo?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I mixed up. It'd be Were Hyena 2 and Were Hyena 3 that you've got sight of.
Okay, does one look more injured than the other?
They look equally as injured.
Okay.
Okay, so what you gonna do?
Okay. Does Corwin have a certain I know he's kind of by some ruins at the moment. Is there anything in front of him he can kind of duck behind?
Not really. It's
Okay.
the area she was in was mostly the buildings had completely collapsed, so
Okay. In that case, all right. Corwin will make a gesture with his hand and razzle dazzle, snap and snazzle. I send this bolt of might to frazzle.
okay. 12.
12.
Which unfortunately just misses them.
Nice.
So the bolt unfortunately just goes wide of whichever one you were aiming at.
Which at this point doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Corwin will once again hide in the shadows.
Okay, give me a stealth check. You definitely hide. You hide the hell away. You display the truest courage. The courage to hide while your
Nice.
friends are being savaged.
Okay, that'll do.
All right, Sinclair, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to try and finish off the duplicitous head hyena woman here. So again, imbuing my staff with psychic energy, and
All right, that hits. Okay, doesn't matter.
18.
All right. And that was 1 point more than you needed to do. So what do you want to do with this horrifying were hyena?
So Sinclair steps forward, bringing his staff around, sweeping in an arc, landing a perfectly executed strike against its neck. While doing so, the blue afterimage blurs behind him, and while the initial strike seems to have no impact, when that afterimage hits, the creature's neck shatters.
And so it does. And the were hyena that called itself Lil falls to the ground, dead. The other were hyenas look around, somewhat alarmed at what happened, and they immediately focus in on you, Sinclair. So Hyena 2 is going to move to be right in front of you, Sinclair. It's still within Joma's range, so no opportunity attacks. You're facing it, so it will not get advantage, but it's still going to attack you. And its bite misses terribly as it just snaps the air wildly. Its claws, on the other hand, find more purchase as it strikes against you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Okay. All right. And it deals 6 points of damage as you feel a gash along your face and the front of your chest. The front of your chest. Where the fuck else would it be doing your chest? I don't know.
Not inside of my chest. Slightly more than
It's not chest burster, is the point. Jomo, it's your turn.
Alright, all three of these fuckers are on Sinclair, right?
Well, one of them is right behind you, but you can easily turn to face it now. So it would probably go after Sinclair now. I mean, it did just kill, Lil.
I want to burning hands all these guys, even if I have to also hit Sinclair.
Oh, that okay, okay. You could. All right, let me see here. Let me see. What's the range of burning hands again?
It's a 15-foot cone.
Okay, you could actually do that. You would be taking 3 attacks of opportunity, however.
Really? Why?
Because you'd have to back up far enough to let me see here. Or okay, there is another way you could go in which you'd be taking just 2 attacks of opportunity, but no matter what, you're taking at least 2 attacks of opportunity to get into a position where you can actually burning hands all 3 of them. And yes, it will also affect Sinclair.
Could I just get 2 of them without moving?
Let me see. Not really. No matter what, you'd have to move to get even 2 of them, and you'd still be taking 2 attacks of opportunity. I mean, you have pretty good AC, so it's up to you. Also, I guess you might want to consult Sinclair if he's okay with being burned alive.
That'll be fine. I can heal him.
Okay.
It's not that much damage. Aren't you like immune to fire or something?
I am, yeah.
See? So there you go. So, okay, I'm going to disengage. Then I'm going to use Action Surge to give me another action, which I will use. So that way I don't take any attacks of opportunity.
Okay, pretty good use of Action Surge there.
And
all right, so
then I'll do a second level Burning Hands on everybody.
Okay. So I will say that you get behind Hyena number 1, and yeah, you can Burning Hands them all, including Sinclair. So Sinclair, you're also going to be making a Dexterity saving throw, it looks like.
He's good at Dexterity saving throws. Well,
usually.
Well, you know.
Usually.
All right. Cast your spell, and yeah, I'll roll the Hyenas, see how they do.
Oh, that's shitty.
What's your DC?
15.
Okay, so were hyena number 3 saves against it, but all of the others fail. So all of them, except for were hyena number 3, which takes half damage.
Yeah.
Right, will take 10 points of burning damage as the scorching heat flies out from your hands and flames gouge and just basically set them on fire. You got a lot of burnt hair smell going on there.
Did we did we say whether or not we recognized and understood what that vial was?
You did not. You don't know what it is.
Okay.
So hey, it's we're heading to number 3's turn, and so he's got advantage on you, Sinclair.
Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Which he doesn't even need. So this is the bite.
Well, that's rude.
Oh. Oh, I forgot to do, it should be 2d8, so one sec. Let's roll one more 1d8. Okay, so it does 10 points of damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, so Sinclair, you feel something burning its way into your veins, and it's not damaging you, but you feel something. You feel as if you have been tainted in some way by this beast. So now it's going to try and slash you. But the slash it misses entirely. Now it's were hyena number 1, and it's going to go after you, Sinclair. Goddamn, these things are rolling really well. All right, does 9 points of damage.
We rolled 1d8 there.
Yeah, because it wasn't a critical hit.
Oh.
It was a point away from being a critical hit, and you don't have to do any saving throws because at this point the damage is done. And it swipes its claws at you, but it misses entirely. Corwin, it's your turn.
Okay. In this triangular pattern here, does it look like one particular were hyena is sort of the linchpin of the advantage giving?
Yeah, that would be were hyena number 1. Unfortunately, it's behind a lot of cover, though, again, if you moved about 20 feet south, you would be able to hit it without any problems.
I think I'm okay regardless. Don't look at yourself. Look at your corpse of your fallen friend there. Don't you think it's absolutely ridiculous?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Whoa.
it's laughter therapy time.
Laughter therapy.
Disadvantage on the save because he's a hyena. Cut the games.
No, he does not have disadvantage, but he does not have very good wisdom, so yeah, he fails. So, where hyena number 1 falls to the ground, laughing madly like a hyena, just cackling away. Is that all you're doing?
That'll be it.
All right, Sinclair, it's your turn.
All right. So, of the 3 hyenas that are surrounding me, which do they all look about equally as roughed up?
Where hyenas 1 and 2 look more damaged than where hyena number 3.
And one is the one currently rolling on the ground laughing.
That's right.
Okay, so then I will attack the other damaged one.
Okay.
Hold on, do I want to do this? No, I better play it safe. I will still go after that one, but first I'm going to spend a key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
I think the music stopped, by the way.
Oh,
It
let me
did for-
restart.
Yeah, it did. Mind thrust.
Yeah,
Too
I'm
bad you
running
didn't
on.
use it against the mimic. Okay.
It's not very good. I don't use it unless I have absolutely nothing else to do.
All right. So let me see here. Yeah. Again, don't have great intelligence either, so probably will hit. Yeah. Oh, well, 4 damage. So, I mean, it hits it. So the creature reels back as you strike it with your mind. But, yeah, it's otherwise fine.
That's all for me.
Okay. Were hyena number 2, which was the one you just struck, is now going to attempt to return the favor. First with a bite, which it fails miserably, and now with its claws, which again it's just flailing around. It's still suffering from the after effects of your mind thrust. Jomo, it's your turn.
Alright, so last time I disengaged and moved away from these guys, so none of them are directly on me now, right?
So I don't feel like I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I totally forgot I need to press a button. The only one that could hit you is on the ground laughing.
Oh, and he's incapacitated. So, in that case, all right. How injured did the 2 that aren't laughing look?
Were hyena 2 looks significantly more wounded than were hyena 3.
And where hyena 1 is the one that's laughing?
That's right.
All right. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray,
Okay.
and I'm gonna outstretch my short sword and cause a 3
Now, do you wanna move
beams of
north?
fire to what?
Do you want to move north 1? Because otherwise one of them will get cover.
Yeah, if I can move somewhere where they don't get covered, then that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
one to the
because
north.
I'm gonna move away from the one that I was next to anyway, because he can't make opportunity attacks while he's laughing. So.
Alright. Okay, so you want to move 1 further even, so you're completely out of range of it?
Yeah.
You do so. And now you have, you can freely hit 2 and 3.
So 1 ray is going toward the one that's more hurt, and the other 2 rays are going on the other guy.
Right.
So against the first guy, which was number 2, I think.
That's right. Alright, that hit.
Wow, he takes 6 fire damage. And the other 2 rays against the other one.
That first one misses, but the second one, of course, is a critical hit.
So that one does 14 fire damage.
All right. So both of these creatures now look very wounded, or well, they look wounded. They're both visibly singed. They're not having a good time.
That's good.
So we're hyena number 3. That one is... I think it's going to still try take out Sinclair, because again, took out Lil. But its bite misses entirely. Here comes the claw. And again, the claws just go wild. It is not able to hit you whatsoever. Now Were Hyena 1 is going to try and save and stop laughing. But it fails, and it keeps on laughing, just cackling, filling the whole chamber that you're in with this cacophony of... That was more the Joker than the Were Hyena, but, you know.
It's hideous laughter.
Nice.
Okay, Corwin, your turn.
Okay, the 2 that are functional, are they kind of next to each other-ish? Like, sort of?
They're
Okay.
right next to each other.
Somna gravis, omni omnorum.
Okay. Oh shit, this something's gonna happen here which isn't great. So
Am I hitting an ally?
you're hitting an ally. So
Oh, wait, I wouldn't have moved it like to hit an ally, unless Jomo is
Okay.
immune due to elvish heritage.
Well, no,
All right,
it's not
I was
going to
gonna-
hit me because I have way more hit points than that.
yeah,
Gotcha.
so okay, in that case it just does nothing.
I mean, I could target. Well, I don't know if I could target one, or otherwise I would do something different.
Unfortunately, the spell's been cast, so
Okay.
yeah, neither of them falls asleep. They just one of them yawns maybe, and that's it. Sinclair, it's your turn.
All right. So continuing to target the one that looks like it's on its last pause, I will spend another key point to activate dodge as a bonus action.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You had dodge. So, remind me what that does again.
Every attack against me has disadvantage.
Right. Okay. Yes.
And then I will mind thrust at the one that's nearly dead. Or hopefully nearly dead.
You know, I mean, if a 22 didn't take down either of them, that's not quite nearly dead, but you know, mind thrust away.
And you gotta roll to save.
Okay. And it fails. Oh, not a bad hit though.
Nice.
So another blast of psionic energy hits Were Hyena number 2, and it howls again, and then with a manic laughter, it focuses back in on you. And now it's going to try and hit you. So the bite misses, just snaps nothing but air. And its claws miss, just getting nothing. Jomo, it's your turn.
All right, can I move into a flanking position on the one that he just mind thrusted?
Yes, you can.
Alright, I will, and then I'll attack with my short sword.
Okay, go ahead.
Crit with
Ooh.
Chaos Weapon.
Okay, are you going to do the critical hit?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I got a bunch of extra weapons.
Okay.
What do I roll?
All right, so you're going to be rolling a 1d4. It doesn't break.
Alright,
Amazingly.
so does it take 0 damage from the actual weapon?
Yeah, from the actual weapon it takes 0 damage. Actually, so I don't know why I was so happy about... In fact, that means the critical hit was completely pointless.
Not really, because take 26 radiant.
Oh, shit, son!
Nice.
Do critical hits affect the
They
thing like
multiply
that?
all rider
Yep.
damage.
Mhm.
Okay, yep. In which case, yeah.
Wow, that's a
So
good
how do you
roll
want to
on that.
how do you want to do this?
Alright, so the way I'm visualizing it, basically the sword won't even penetrate it because it's... Or is it like the sword doesn't penetrate it, or is it like its wound just heals instantly?
Its wound just heals instantly.
So, like, Jomo like slashes across its back with the sword, opening up a gash, and as it does, this burning light flows from the blade into the creature's body. As the wound instantly seals itself closed, the heat is trapped inside of it, and it just starts to burn from the inside, and then smoke pours out of its mouth as it just is incinerated internally.
Nice. All right, and that is where hyena number 2 dead.
That's it for me.
All right. So now where hyena number 3 is it's it's now very concerned with Jomo, but it's thinking that it can still take down Sinclair, so it's going to keep trying to do that. Okay, but it has disadvantage. Of course, that didn't matter. So its bite hits you for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't know why the music keeps stopping.
Oh, it stopped again?
Yeah.
Okay, there. And now it's going to attempt to slash you. And it misses with its claws, just wildly going everywhere. We're hanging number 1. Let's see if you can stop laughing. And it can. So we're hanging at 1 now stops laughing, and it gets up. It can't do anything though yet. So oh no, wait! It's at the end of its turn, so it actually doesn't even get up. It's still on the ground, but it is no longer laughing. Corwin, it's your turn.
Okay. Corwin is going to go back to... Well, actually, he's going to draw out his hand crossbow. Take a deep breath. And let it fly.
Okay. And it misses.
Okay.
Also, it wouldn't have done anything whatsoever to these creatures.
Oh, yeah, that's true anyway.
Can't you, like, make some kind of magic weapon or something?
I do have the focal weapons, but I've got to go into melee with that.
Sinclair, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to continue the dance to avoid death with activating dodge as a bonus action, and mind thrust now, where hyena number 3.
Okay. That, on the other hand, is a success, so it takes no damage, I take it?
Yeah.
All right. So you attempt to hit it with a mind thrust, but this time it shielded its mind much more effectively than its brothers had, and it doesn't take any damage. Jomo, it's your turn.
All right, I want to move to flank the other guy now.
Okay, you can do that.
And
You are now flanking it.
and attack him with my short sword.
Okay, go ahead. All right, that hits.
And use chaos weapon
Okay.
to inflict 13 radiant damage.
Not bad. All right, so again, the short sword does nothing against this creature, but your radiant, but your chaos weapon does a huge gash of light as it emits from it, and this radiant flame burns away at it, and it is looking pretty wounded.
I think as a bonus action, I'll also cast a level 2 healing word on Sinclair.
Okay, go ahead.
That's my last level 2 spell. So that's 12 points of healing as healing flames surround Sinclair, partially sealing his wounds.
Okay. So, where hyena number 3 is going to go, and that's good because where hyena number 1 is still on the ground, and as such, it can't cause flanking. Also, you're facing where hyena number 3, so it wouldn't get flanking anyway. So, it's now going to attempt to bite you, Sinclair, and it fails to do so. And now it's going to attempt to strike you with its claws.
Does it still have disadvantage?
Yes, it still has disadvantage, so it misses. It looks like it's going to hit, but you're able to dodge nimbly out of the way. Now where hyena number 1 is going to get up, and it is going to attempt to bite and savage you. And this time it has flanking, so it's going to cancel out the disadvantage you're giving it. First the bite, which misses entirely. And then the claws, which again miss entirely. Corwin, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me see. Are any of them looking more healthy than the other?
Were hyena number 3 is looking significantly worse off than were hyena number 1.
All right. Does any of them have cover?
I would say from where you're located, no.
Okay. Corwin will bend his fingers in such a way and shoot out fire from them in an extent that the first will strike where hyena 3 or go after, and the other 2 will go after the other.
Okay, go ahead. Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Corwin just goes up against the ruins and just sits there, and he takes the flute out and he just starts playing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
Are we allowed to
playing it with his ass.
other people's attacks?
Corwin even does a crappy performance on that.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Sinclair?
Are we allowed to spend inspiration on other people's attacks?
No, you can't spend them on other people's attacks. You can give other people your inspiration, but you cannot spend them on other people's attacks. Wow, that was not great.
Thanks, Scorching Ray.
All right, Sinclair, it's your turn.
Okay. So we've got Hyena 3 looking bad, Hyena 1 looking much less bad.
Yeah.
All right, it's the last time I can do this particular little trick, so I will just stick with what's been somewhat working so far. Dodge is a bonus action, Mind Thrust at number 3.
Okay. And I will roll. And it fails its roll. Ooh, doing nice 8 damage. So this thing, it faced down your mind thrust before. It thinks itself ready, but it's that complacency that allows you to break on through as it lets down its guard, and a searing burst of psionic energy strikes it. And yeah, it is doing really badly. It is indeed quotidian.
We're running out of ways to hurt them, though.
So Jomo, you're flanking it. What do you want to do?
Well, I can no longer do anything with my weapons.
Oh,
I still can cast Burning Hands. I don't want to hit Sinclair again, though. I could just Burning Hands the one guy.
you could. Yeah, you could move into a position where you can do that, yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Or I could just Sacred Flame.
Could always do that.
How badly hurt does whichever one he just hit?
Looks really badly hurt.
Alright, let's just try Sacred Flame on that guy. He has to make a dex save.
Okay. And he fails.
4 radiant damage.
4. Yeah. Sadly, not quite enough to take it down, but still, this flame strikes into it and it screeches as this flame burns away at its flesh with radiant energy, but unfortunately does not kill it, though it is so incredibly close.
Am I engaged with any of them in melee now? I am, because I just hit the one guy in the back last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're hanging in number 3. It's going to continue its attack on Sinclair. And its bite misses. And its claws also miss. So it's failing utterly. Where hyena number 1 is going to attack. It has flanking. So let's see what happens. Unfortunately, that one does hit. So its bite hits you, and as its jaws clamp down on your shoulder, it does 5 points of damage. And now it's going to attempt to hit you with its claws. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Alright, but its claws miss entirely. And that's it. Corwin, it's your turn.
Okay. Corwin walks out of hiding because he's just simply getting pissed off that everything's missing. And he advances on them more, thinking that that's going to somehow help with this. And again, he's going to target one and then target the other 2. Burn, you dogs!
Oh, my ears! Holy shit! Okay, all of those
Much
hit.
better. Much better.
Channeling Balakan Rage.
Oh. Oh no.
Minimum damage on the one. Fuck.
Okay, well, amazingly, the one that you hit. So you targeted. Was it the same targeting thing as last time?
Yes.
Okay, amazingly, Were Hyena number 3 is still up as the scorching ray hits it, and just a bit of fur singes off. Were Hyena number 1 though is more significantly hit, and now it is looking wounded. Are you doing anything else? Aside from, like, destroying my eardrums.
He's just basically flipping out over in the ruins.
Okay. I know that feel. I know that feel.
Hopefully you can take that one out with Mind Thrust this time, though, at least.
Okay. Sinclair, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I am out of my fancy bonus actions, but I am still going to try and mind thrust this barely standing thing in front of me.
Okay, go. I will roll its thing, and knowing your luck, it will make it somehow this time.
Yeah.
God damn it! Why did I open my mouth? Yeah. So you attempt to mind thrust it again, but it steeled itself once more, and your psionic energy just dissipates against its mind. Jomo, it's your turn.
Alright, fuck. I'm gonna have to Burning Hand some people here.
I mean, you could, again, the option is always there to Burning Hand Sinclair.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't get the two of them without getting him, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be everybody then.
Okay, we'll all go together. So dexterity saving throws from everyone?
Yeah. Hey, you got it this time.
What was the DC?
15.
Okay, so they all save.
So everybody takes 4 fire damage.
Okay. Well, the good news is that is enough to kill Were Hyena number 3 as it just keels over and dies. Almost as if you didn't even have to touch it at all. It was basically just on death's doorstep.
That's good.
Were Hyena number 1, however, is still doing just okay.
Yeah.
So are you doing anything else, Jomo?
No, I can't do anything else. I'm gonna move.
Right.
No, that wouldn't help. Never mind.
Okay. Were Hyena number 1 is going to
Well,
renew
hold on. I'll sidle around to whatever side of this final Were Hyena would be appropriate in case Corwin wants to come in and flank. I want to provide him with an opportunity.
Okay.
I actually don't even know if focal weapons would do anything against that.
They would.
They would? Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't technically tell you, but they're magical weapons. You can probably do the math.
Okay. I was thinking like hyenas, silver, or, where, whatever, silver, whatever.
No, you've got magical weapons.
Okay.
So,
oh, that's right. What is silver and Atlas? That's true.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you do that. You are now in a position where you can flank with Corwin easily if he so chooses to come in. So Were Hyena number 1 is going to attack you again, Sinclair. Its bite misses entirely. And its claws miss entirely, so you're okay. Corwin, it's your turn.
Yeah, seeing an opening and how Corwin is frothing at the mouth. He'll go up and into flanking with this, just stomping over, and oh, you mangy, dirty little mutt.
Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. The second one hits. Okay. So yeah, you do 14 points of damage to it.
Okay.
So yeah, you come in. Your first attempt unfortunately fails. Thankfully, you have magical weapons that don't break. Must be nice having those.
Must be nice.
Nice.
And you then bring in your short sword on your offhand and just slash the thing up the side, and it howls in pain. Then lets out again that horrible laughter as you dig in a little bit deeper, giving that nice sneak attack damage. Sinclair, you could conceivably end this fight. Should I roll its intelligence saving throw?
No. I'm going to attack it with my quarterstaff, spend my last 3 psychic energy points, and try and send it to the great beyond.
Okay. That hits.
Shit, that's gonna do a lot of damage.
Do you want to press this?
So, absolutely.
Okay. Roll 1d4. Yeah, you're fine.
28 points of psychic damage.
yeah. It. Just describe what you want to happen to this thing.
All right, so still singed with robes on fire. Sinclair just spins to the final thing, lets out an inhuman scream, and swings the quarterstaff into the side of into the creature's side, causing an explosion of blue light as the thing falls over dead, and Sinclair collapses on top of it, completely drained.
Okay. And with that, you have defeated that encounter, and I think this would be a good point to end off for the night.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so yeah, that's a fun of creatures that are immune to basically anything that's not magical. And the best part, there's probably more. Spoiler alert.
This fight looks very different.
Great.
Huh? What'd you say, Sinclair?
It looks very different in a level from now.
It does. It fucking does.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you want to take us out, Josiah?
All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons, the Shattered Crown campaign with DM Scito, Tim, and Nox. We'll see you next time.